Hey, let's fire it up.
Girl, you'll be a woman soon.
Yeah.
I love you so much, can't count all the ways I died for you, girl, and all they can say is he's not your kind. They never get tired of putting me down, and I never know when I come around what I'm gonna find. Don't let them make up your mind. Don't you know, girl, you'll be a woman soon. Please, come take my hand. Girl, you'll be a woman soon. I've been misunderstood for all of my life. Over there saying girls just cut like a knife. The boy's no good. Well, I finally found what I'm looking for, but if they get a chance, I'll end it for sure. Surely I would. Baby, how can I could? Now it's up to you, kid. You'll be a woman soon. Please, come take my hand. Girl, you'll be a woman soon. Soon, you'll need a woman.
Hey, what's up, weirdos? It's Mark Splude. And this is episode 115 of the Spludecast. My guest this week, no stranger to the show. Made many appearances here. Saw him last night at the McGill's Sunday Laughter Dark Roast Battle finale. You all know him. You love him. Maybe the nicest guy in comedy on this scene. My guest this week, Mr. Brian Godsoe. Recording this. What is today? Today is Monday, November 12th? Yeah, November 12th, Monday. Here we are. I'm going to record this intro before Brian gets out here. That's what I've been trying to do, get the intro done before the guest gets here. I don't know what Brian and I are going to talk about. We're going to talk some shit. Talk about this scene, man. Actually, lots to talk about on this scene. A lot been going on. Anyway, stick around for that chat with Brian Godsoe. It is coming up right after what has been going on with me lately. Well, I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to try to actually keep this intro a little bit short. I know I've said this before, right? The boy who cried wolf. I know I said it before, man. I'm going to try to keep the overall time of this podcast moving forward to around 2 hours. Hopefully. Man, now listen, when I get sitting down with my friends shooting the shit and we get on a good thread, a good topic, it could go on for a real long time. So I'm not going to rule anything out. It's just something I'm just kind of trying to strive towards. We'll see. The first step is shutting down the fucking windbag at the start of the chat. We'll see. We'll see if we can get through this quickly. Man, the audio quality, I hope it's my headphones or these cords. Still struggling with the fucking technology I've got here. Sounds like shit to me. Hopefully it doesn't sound terrible to you guys. At any rate, what has been going on with me lately? Well, here, first of all, last time I spoke with you guys was actually Monday, November 5th. The following day, Tuesday, the 6th, my hunting partner, hashtag the Soul, sends me a picture. I'm at work, just got there. It was about 20 after 8. I'm just sitting at my desk, and I get a picture from my hunting partner. He's out in the blind, Of course, I got my deer, so the hunt was over for me. He sends me a picture of a deer standing there eating his fucking apples. And I'm thinking to myself, why in the fuck are you texting me? Why aren't you shooting this fucking deer? Because, you know, my partner, we both got doe tags this year. So we could shoot anything that fucking moves. And, you know, hashtag the Sewell, he's been on a 3-year drought of no deer. So he should be shooting the first fucking thing that walks out. So I waited to hear back from him, never heard anything. So I said, fuck this. You know, I know if he shoots a deer, I'm going to have to be out in the woods and I'm going to have to be out there toot fucking sweet. So without hearing back from him, I jumped in the truck, came out to the house, loaded up the bike on the trailer, got all my fucking gear together and started heading towards him. Now, before I even got the bike unloaded to drive into the woods, you know, to his spot, he had texted me, I fired a shot. It was a doe. I fired a shot. Going to find her. So that was good news. Flew out there on the bike. Sue already had the doe dragged out, you know, back out of the woods. She had taken a pretty big run through the woods. Man, leaving a lot of fucking DNA behind, too. It was a pretty gruesome scene. Apparently, the doe... Hey, once again, if you get offended by, you know, any of this fucking gore kind of thing or deer hunting, or you don't want to be involved, just go ahead and fast forward a little bit right now. Hopefully you're gone before you hear this. So when Sewell approached this deer, the deer was not quite gone, so he had to blast a headshot. Man, it was a pretty gory fucking scene, to be honest, by the time I got out there. And it just got bloodier and bloodier. Anyway, congratulations to hashtag the Sewell. You know what happened to him, man, in 2014, shortly after I got my buck. I got that one pretty early on in the season. Shortly after that, he had an opportunity to take a small buck. The problem was he had a big buck that was, sniffing around on his camera that he knew about. He let the little one go, and he hadn't shot a deer since, and that was 2014. Has never seen a deer. Since then. So anyway, he's broken the curse. It's time to start a new streak in the win column. Sewell got his deer, so that was the big fucking news. I mean, the real news is, since I got mine early, my hunting partner, hashtag the Sewell, got his. The hunt is officially over. The deer hunt, at least anyway. The bird hunt remains. Rabbits, birds, all that shit. That stuff is still ongoing. But the deer hunt this year is successful for both me and my hunting partner. Successful hunt, and it's now over. Time to look forward to next year. And focus a little bit on, grooming our spots a little bit better for next year, and turning our sights to the birds. Right? It'd be nice to put a few partridge breasts in the freezer for the winter. Anyway, deer hunt is over. Successful season. Moving on. Let's get right into comedy. You know, the rest of this is going to be fucking comedy. Oh, you know what? Actually, before I do that, I'll talk about my weekend a little bit. It was another quiet weekend like last weekend, kind of a down weekend. Wifey and I were able to sit down and just watch a little bit of fucking Netflix. Watch a little bit of TV. And we ended up getting into this series on Netflix called Happy. I didn't know this until after I finished the whole first season. Apparently, it's based on a comic book. I had never heard of this fucking Happy character before. Patton Oswalt is the magical, imaginary friend, unicorn, whatever the fuck. Man, if you have not seen this, I highly recommend it. Happy, man. It's very, very impressive, man. Lots of action, lots of humor. Just great stuff. I don't typically watch, comic book kind of stuff, even though I loved comic books as a kid. I don't really, I'm not real crazy about all the movies they're doing, but this series, man, was something else. Highly enjoyable. Highly recommend it. Check out Happy on Netflix. Other than that, man, I didn't do a whole lot this weekend. Batten down the hatches for winter. Did some chores around the house and around the yard and the shed, getting ready for winter. That's the snow is coming. They're saying it's coming tomorrow. A little bit of freezing rain and a little bit of snow. I know Newfoundland's already been fucking hammered with like 2 feet of snow, so it's definitely coming. And I had the spare time. It's a long weekend here. I'm sure it is in most places where my listeners are. I guess not in Tokyo and probably not in Sweden, but Veterans Day, Memorial Day, Remembrance Day, Armistice Day, whatever the fuck you want to call it. November 11th is when we take a day to remember the fallen soldiers who have fought for all of our freedoms and whatever whatever your fucking beliefs are on that. I know it's a polarizing issue, war and soldiers and all that. But here's the thing: these guys are giving up their lives over there. They're doing terrible. They're asked to do terrible fucking things. And it's a special breed of person that does that kind of thing, and they deserve our respect, and they deserve at least one day of observation, and that was yesterday, November 11th. So, yeah. Anyway, yeah, I just this was a down weekend for me, man. Just did a lot of a lot of chores around the house and shit like that, and I had to, really what I was doing was packing up the hunt too. I still had coveralls laying outside with, deer gore all over them. And my bike was in a fucking state of disrepair, covered in fucking mud and just, and blood. And it was just a big fucking mess, after the hunt. So, and I didn't want to clean it up until the hunt was over or until hashtag the Sewell got his. And so, yeah, anyway, just fucking cleaned up all that bullshit. And one thing, so here's the first thing we'll get to. Okay, we'll get the roast battle. That was last night. Went down to McGill's for Sunday Laughter Dark finale of the roast battle competition, 2018 season. In the finals this year was Dan Danger Terrio versus Adam Ignoramus Landry. I don't know what to fucking call him. He doesn't have a nickname. Anyway, man, highly entertaining. First of all, the show was great, man. A lot of people on the show. Kind of a quiet crowd. Some wacky stuff. Just weirdness. Weird responses from the crowd. Very thin crowd in the beginning. It got a little stronger. I think we had about 10 people there who weren't comics, which is pretty impressive for a Sunday night, especially a Sunday night that happens to be Remembrance Day. So, yeah, decent turnout, man. Can't really complain about it. It was a good show. Everybody that did the sets beforehand did well. Enjoyed it all. Nice to see Ethan Gantz out. Hadn't seen him in a long time. Anyway, man, the roast finale, there was only obviously one bout left. And man, you talk about a highly entertaining roast. The crowd was laughing their ass off. Both guys had, good burns. Couldn't have been easy, really, for either one of them. They didn't know each other very well. Not a lot to go on for either one of those guys, and they still managed to entertain the hell out of me and everybody, I think, in that room. I don't think it was, there was no controversial end to this thing. Adam Landry pretty much wrapped it up. I mean, listen, Dan had his moments, no doubt about it. But Adam pretty much ran away with this one. And who would have known, man, that, Adam Landry, who has done stand-up comedy, I'm going to say less than a dozen times, would get into this and never in a roast except for the roast of Shane Ogden way back in the day. And, yeah, I don't think anyone expected him, first of all, to make it to the finals, let alone win. In fact, he was defeated by Troy Haynes earlier in the competition. It's kind of interesting that the only two winners of season 1 and season 2 of the roast battle were guys who were eliminated earlier in the tournament and got a chance to come back and ended up winning it all with Dan McCarthy and Adam Landry. Big congratulations to both those guys for making it to the finals. And I'm talking about Dan Terrio here and Adam Landry, and huge congratulations to Adam for winning that whole thing. I was highly entertained. Got to spend some time judging with the Dr. Steve Fudge and, of course, my good friend Arif Hussein. It was a fun night out, man. I just went out by myself. Wifey stayed home doing her thing. The boy had a sleepover. So anyway, that was a great fucking night. Adam Landry, 2018, winner of the roast battle competition. Sounds strange, but he sure fucking earned it, man. It was, that was a good time, man. It was a good fucking season. I think if they continue to do it, the quality of the roasting will go way up. It's pretty cool, man. It's just something different you can do to get people out, and it seemed to work. both this season and the previous season. So good stuff. Anyway, what else we got to talk about? Oh, this weekend coming up, the 16th and 17th, I will be in Kentville, Nova Scotia. If you're in that area, find out where the show is. I don't know where it is. I don't fucking know anything about it, man. All I know is that Shane Ogden is going to be picking me up. Friday morning, we're going to drive to Nova Scotia. I think it's a 4 or 5 hour drive to Kentville. And we're going to tell fucking jokes all weekend, man. We're going to hang out. We're going to do some podcasting. We're going to fuck around. Really looking forward to that. I haven't been on stage in what seems like an awful long time. When was my last fucking set? Oh, my last set was actually at Chuckles Comedy Club, wasn't it? Yeah, because I came back and I did O'Leary's, and then I did Hell's Basement, and then I did Chuckles Friday and Saturday. Yeah, I've done 4 shows. Done 4 shows since April. Here I am going to Kentville. Now, I didn't sit down and write a brand new 20 for this show in Kentville. No one's ever fucking seen me there before. I'm rolling out some of my favorite bits, tying a few things together, and we'll see what happens. I'm just gonna go up there and fuck around, man. I'm gonna throw some shit at them Friday night. If it works, I'll do a similar set on Saturday night. If I don't do well Friday night, maybe we revamp the whole fucking thing Saturday, I love doing multiple shows. You do a Friday night show and a Saturday night show. By the time Saturday rolls around, if Friday went well, you got your shit fucking tightened up. I'm really looking forward to it, man. And of course, it's money, right? It's money. It's a road trip with Shane Ogden. You get to tell jokes. I mean, fuck, what more could you ask for? Right? Anyway, also, the only other upcoming gig, and I may be due for another fucking hiatus here, I'll be honest. But anyway, the only other thing on my calendar, December 1st at Chuckles Comedy Club with Shane Ogden. Pretty sure this one is sold out. I don't think you can get tickets to it now. Maybe call Chuckles Lounge. Maybe you still can, but I believe I heard that it's sold out, so could be beat there. Looking forward to that one, man. It's a fundraiser. Yeah, listen, anytime I can get down to Chuckles, step on that stage and tell jokes, I'm a happy guy, because that's the place to fucking be. That's the only fucking place to be nowadays, as far as professional clubs around here anyway. Yucks is gone. No Jokes Bar at the R Bar is gone. But, here's the thing. Chuckles also may be walking into obscurity here, because there's a new player in town. Not really a new player, but there's people making big fucking plays here. Now, this is one thing I'm going to talk about, and this is the last thing I'm going to talk about, and we'll get right to the guest here. Before I get into this, let me just qualify all of this by saying that these are my opinions. Okay? This is not fact. This is not, hey, you got to do what I say. This is just my opinion. Okay? Yeah, I'm going to break it down for you. I'm not on social media. I don't see all the shows people are doing. But sometimes people will send me a screenshot from Facebook, a show poster or something, and that's the fucking case here. So someone sent me this poster, and it's called Comedy at the Falls. And it's starring Mandy Lynn Donovan, and she's the one putting on this fucking show. There's 5 or 6 other comics on it. And listen, this is not... I'm not saying this to hurt anybody's feelings, okay? This may be the worst lineup that's ever been put together for a fucking comedy show in this region, all right? And that's not a slight at anybody, because here's the thing. Most of the people on the show hardly ever fucking do comedy, have only been in it for a very short period of time, and could probably not even be considered part-timers or hobbyists at all, okay? And the show is headlined by Mandy Lynn Donovan. And the thing is, man, I don't know how many sets Mandy Lynn has done. She's not a strong comic, okay? She sure as fuck is not a headlining comic. Here's the thing, man. I'm not a fucking headlining comic, okay? I'm not, man. I've only been doing comedy a short period of time. I can do it. I have done it. People have paid me money to fucking do it, and they still do. Okay, but that doesn't mean that I'm a headliner quality fucking comic. I just happen to be the closest thing to that here. And I would say that Shane Ogden is there and likely above me on that. But certainly, if we're talking about Mandy here, absolutely 100% not. I mean, you got to prove that you can be funny consistently for 10 minutes, at least 5 or 6 times in a fucking row before you even be considered to do a 10-minute fucking spot. I mean, Jesus Christ. Now, here is the really offensive thing. Hey, listen, if you want to put fucking shows together and whatever, do your thing, man. I don't care. And again, it's no knock on these guys. These are all fucking new people, They're inexperienced fucking people. So it's not a knock on them. It's not like they've been around for 10 years, but they're terrible or, whatever the case may be. Here's where it gets fucking weird, man. Here's where it pisses me off. And the only reason I'm even mentioning this show, because like I said, you want to put together a small show, whatever you want to fucking do. The tickets for this show, now they do include a meal, okay? It includes a meal. But the tickets for this fucking show are $75. They're $75. Okay. Here's the thing. If you know anything about comedy, you recognize the name Nathan McIntosh. He is coming into town this coming weekend. Unfortunately, I'm not going to see him. Shane and I are in Kentville, where I'm not going to get to see him live, which sucks, but I've seen him many times on videos. I've watched many of his bits. He's fucking hilarious. He might be the best in this country. Okay. He's headlining this weekend at Chuckles. You know how much the tickets are? They're $17.50 fucking cents. Okay, $17.50 to see arguably one of the best in this fucking country. Excuse me. And $75 to see Mandy Lynn Donovan headline at the fucking Falls. You see the fucking problem here, man? Do you see why this scene here in St. John has fucking fallen to pieces? Because no one has any goddamn fucking respect for the craft. They have no goddamn fucking respect for the audience. You cannot, listen, man, here's the problem I have with it. You're charging $75, okay? Oh, it comes with a meal, they say. Listen, there are not enough lobster in this fucking Bay of Fundy that you could feed to me to make that show worth $75 fucking dollars, okay? It's an abomination, man. And what it is it's a major disrespect to anybody who's planning on buying a fucking ticket. You guys have no respect for the audience here. You have no respect for the craft. It fucking pisses me off. Keep in mind, these are my opinions. I'm fucking hot about it, man. We got to stop doing this kind of thing around here because people are going to go to that show. It's going to, I know how that fucking show is going to go. People are going to leave there. I don't know. It pisses me off. You know what? I can hear Brian Godsoe's here. I can't wait to fucking talk to him about this. I'll go off a little bit more on it, man. It's just, all right. I'm upset. I'm clearly upset. It's probably time to take a deep breath, welcome my guest into my home and into the studio and on to this fucking show. My guest is Brian Godsoe. Episode 115 of the Spludecast. Driver, right the fuck into you. I know I'd figure it out eventually.
There we go.
Can fuck off and go to hell. Goddamn, why they criticize me? That shit is on the rise, so my family despise me. Fuck them and feed them, cause I don't need them. I won't join them if I can beat them. They don't understand my logic. I got to my money and I'm hooked on chronic. I never wanted to hurt a nigga unless you come flexing that trigger. I dig ya. That grave on the east side of town. And you're 6 feet underground. From man to the dust to the ashes, all I remember. Tell me what the click, clack, barrel at my dome. Dip all your loot or you ain't going home. But I ain't going out with a bang. Wa-da-da-dang, wa-da-da-da-dang. I'm having illusions, all this confusion driving me mad inside. I'm having illusions, all this confusion fucking me up in my mind. I'm having illusions, all this confusion driving me mad inside. I'm having illusions, all this confusion fucking me up in my mind. Motherfuckers be driving me up the walls, hoping that I fall, but they can
Fuck, that's good every time.
Never gets old, right?
No, never gets old.
Brian Godsoe's here. Shit, last time you were here, it was you and Arif.
That's right. Yeah,
It's,
it was a couple months ago. I think.
Yeah. It's been a while since you've been just me and you on here.
Yeah.
You know what? Every time I try to get just a BG on this fucking show lately, it seems like someone else fucking horns in. I had the Rev on here. Who was on here with the Rev? I don't even fucking remember.
That was me, actually.
Was it you and the Rev?
Yeah, you got
it was the Bee Gees back together.
2 for the price of 1.
Yeah, not since the Phil Smith Spludecast debacle had that fucking happened. What a great fucking night that was, first of all.
Oh, man. Holy shit.
And that was the night that that the Rev challenged me to an MMA fight as well. Was that not the same night?
That was.
That was a wild night.
We got that on a recording. We were down taking a look at Bojack, and
Right.
he just came out with these I feel like fucking fighting.
Yeah.
I feel like doing it right here, right now. You're like, you're gonna have to train for about a year, bud.
At fucking least. That was after, that must have been after the roast of St. John Ford.
Yeah, I think it was directly after.
Yeah, it must have been because I think that's the only time I've ever actually hung out with Phil. Now, you used to fucking live with Phil, didn't you?
Oh, no. I kind of inherited him when Vinny left for Thunder Bay. You know, somebody had to take care of the guy because he can't take care of himself.
Right. He can't even get his fucking pants on, for Christ's sake.
And he's got to wear them.
You gotta wear them. Brian, did you hear me yelling and fucking screaming when you first came into my home here?
Just a little bit. I figured you were doing the intro, just like you said you were.
I do get a little yelly on the intro sometimes. Yeah, I was getting all fucking hot on the intro about this Comedy at the Falls show. Have you seen the poster for this fucking show? I know you have. This is a rhetorical question.
Well, let's just say there's reasons that they put suicide nets next to the falls.
Yeah. They are finally going to pay for themselves after this event, or probably during. What's your take on this fucking deal? Here's what I was screaming about, just to give you a little context. I'm screaming about the price, man. Yeah. Like $75 a ticket. Come on, man. It's not fair to the comedy audience. You know, that's what gets me.
Yeah, no, they're going in, they're expecting a premium product. And
yeah.
I hate to say it, but they're not going to get it. They're certainly not going to get a $75 product.
No, definitely not. I don't care how many fucking lobsters you shove down their throats. It ain't going to be fucking worth it. You know what I mean? And I did say in my intro, and it's not really a slight, and I'm not trying to say it to hurt any feelings.
Yeah.
But it's quite possibly, maybe even for sure it is, the worst lineup of a pro show ever put together in this fucking area.
No, it's...
You know, and the reason I say that is because most of them don't even take the crap fucking seriously. They do it here or there or whatever, you know? It's disheartening, man. It's disheartening, and it's something that's not going to help the comedy scene here, and we desperately need a little bit of help right now, Brian.
Now, visibly, I think it might actually work out to be kind of okay, because the kind of crowd that's going to go to that they're not going to be going to the parking lot show on the 27th.
Right. Yeah. No, you got a point there. Yeah. Yeah. And I think, and I've been saying that too, you know, a lot of people are saying, well, I was talking to Adam last night. I drove him home after his big victory at the roast battle.
Right.
And he said, you know, I wish the owner of the R-Bar had kept No Jokes Barred going just to see maybe if, you know, some Yucks people crossed over. I don't think that would ever happen in a million years. I don't think the people that are going to see comedy at Yucks, for the most part, they would never step foot in a place like the R-Bar or Chuckles Lounge for that matter. You know, so I don't think anything is going to grab the attention of those people, save a Mullinger show or something like that.
No, I think with the R-Bar in particular, we had everything sort of going against us. The regulars hated us every fucking time.
Yeah.
Like I remember I guest hosted one of the last ones. I came in, and when I was telling them who I was so I could go get set up, one of the regulars was like, hey, you'll probably, you'll want to go home if you know what's good for you, bud.
You're kidding me.
No, not at all. And I'm like, okay, whatever. I'm going over here. And, you know, he didn't do fucking nothing about it.
You know what's good for you. You won't be telling those jokes, little fella.
You'll be making sure I get to sing Jim Croce.
Jesus
in about an hour from now.
Yeah, you run into some aggressive people sometimes at the R-Bar.
Well, they love their karaoke.
They do love the karaoke. They take it very serious.
Too bad they're not fucking honing their craft. But.
What do you make of all this? The Yucks closing, the R-Bar shutting down. Like, what do you make of what's going on in this fucking scene right now, Brian?
It's a hit to the gut, but I think we can build up from it. That just means that the onus is on us, and really, it always was.
Sure, it is.
Like it was was always up to us to build our scene, and we spent a lot of blood, sweat, and tears building what we built already.
Yeah.
And it sucks that we're losing out on some tools, but at the same time, like we just got to keep going. We got to, keep chopping the wood. We got to keep improving. We got to keep. We got to try and rein in the quality.
Yeah,
that's for sure.
That's a big thing. And not to. I certainly don't want to inflate John Ford's ego, but I think the R-Bar really for us locals, bigger hit than Yucks.
Oh, absolutely.
We're certainly you were pretty much guaranteed to get on there at least every other month, if not every month recently, because there weren't a whole lot of people signing up for it.
Well, the way I used to talk about it, like I'd just be like going to church. Like,
Yeah.
To me, that was home.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, for me it was back and forth. Chuckles is my home, R-Bar is my home. Chuckles, R-Bar, back and forth. I mean, Chuckles obviously it's a pro show. You get fucking paid. You get a guaranteed crowd.
Right.
Obviously a better show. But there's something so magical, man, about bringing new material to the R-Bar and seeing what fucking happens.
Yeah, especially if you can get the locals on your side.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah, I mean, if you were able to crush at the R-Bar, man, you knew you had some good fucking material, because that was an honest fucking crowd. If it wasn't funny, they didn't fucking laugh most nights. I mean, the odd time you'd get, some good crowds that just would laugh at anything.
Yeah.
But for the most part, man, pretty honest fucking crowd.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's gonna be missed.
And they'll talk back too. Like I remember actually that same show I was talking about. I actually had to herd a guy out, or I tried to, anyways. I first time I've ever like waved a mic stand at a human being and just went, yeah,
Nice.
yeah.
You're kidding. And did he go?
Eventually, yeah. No,
Nice.
I finally got him to calm down. I think Mandy Link came on afterwards and like brought him up and like got him confident enough to speak again.
Right.
Then Troy came up, and Troy was the one who ultimately walked him.
Oh, okay. Troy Haynes.
Yeah.
Okay. And who did you say before that? Mandy Lynn?
Yeah.
Was she on that show?
She was on that show.
Okay,
yeah.
so how did she do on that show?
About as well as she always does.
Right, okay, all right. So it's not like all of a sudden she's this fucking headliner out of nowhere. We're $75.
No, she's
right.
she has not yet turned into Jerry Seinfeld.
I hate really, honestly, I hate to say anything negative about Mandy. Anything I say about her, man, it's just about her comedy.
Yeah.
It really is just content. Because Mandy is a sweet person, man. Has been
she's
nothing,
awesome, yeah.
been nothing but absolute fucking sweetheart to me. I enjoy being around her.
Yeah.
I don't always enjoy watching her try to do comedy. That's all.
I think she could be a pretty good booker. I think she's got some good ideas.
Oh, she has some great ideas,
Yeah.
man. This one's a little over the top.
Yeah.
Like I said in my intro, man, I have no problem with anybody putting together a fucking show, and if you want to charge, pay what you can, or even $5 for a show like that. You want to charge $5, you're not going to get any complaint from me, right? Because the audience going in, okay, $5, that's the value of the show I'm going to see.
Right.
Right? That's fair. But you put that price tag on it, my Christ.
Yeah, you better be delivering some gold. Like there better be some transformative performance.
Well, there's not gonna be. Let's face it, there's not fucking gonna be. But that kind of shit needs to stop, man, or it's gonna kill all the audience here.
Yeah, it's gonna devalue the product.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, me, Brian, I'm a fucking purist, right?
Yeah.
I'm a fucking comedy purist, and I believe that you should be focusing on the fucking craft. And I look at that lineup and go, I don't see a lot of people dedicated to the craft.
Right.
Certainly, like I said in my intro, man. Look at Nathan McIntosh is coming into town, right? This coming weekend.
Yeah, I cannot wait. But
One of the best not even just in this country. One of the hottest comics right now in the world.
yeah, he's a comedy store or a comedy cellar regular.
He's a cellar regular.
Yeah.
$17.50 to see him.
Yeah.
$75 to see Mandy Link. Do you see what I mean? It's so fucking weird, man. It's weird. But this is the Wild West, right?
Yeah,
There
anything
are no
goes.
fucking rules here.
It's like
There's no old timers going, well, except for me fucking screaming on my podcast. There's no old timer. Oh, that's not the way it's done. And I'll be honest, I'm glad there's not, because I don't like that either.
Yeah.
But so I guess, well, you know what? I live by the sword, die by the fucking sword, right?
Yeah, exactly.
If that's the way I want it, I got to take the good with the fucking bad. God damn it, I'm going to have to buy a ticket to this fucking show, Brian. Jesus, just to keep my integrity intact. Christ almighty, I painted myself into a corner here, Brian.
Luckily, I have no integrity, so I'm saving myself $75.
Oh, nice, good. You don't fucking have $75 anyway. Don't be all fucking high and mighty. You're taking the high road.
No, I'm taking the low road.
We both take the low road, brother.
Absolutely.
Let's be honest. If I were to stand on your shoulders, we might be 6'4".
Put on a trench coat and we can pretend to be an adult.
You know what I love about you, Brian? I love doing shows with you because when it's picture time after the show, I just sidle up next to you and go, "That's my people right here." Now this picture won't look too ridiculous. You know, I like that.
As opposed to Mike the Giant Dambra.
Right. And he's always fucking cracking wise on my height. You know, it's like, dude, come on. And you're from New York. So you know what I mean? So he should be a fucking skyscraper.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
He should be a monster. Well, he is a monster of a man. He's a great monster, but he's a monster of a man.
So you and I, we do share a mutual enemy. His name is Arif, and you happen to do a podcast with him. How the fuck did this all come about?
Oh, we basically bullshit enough. Like we've got this weird relationship where I almost see him as like a father figure that I'm trying to get approval from.
Right.
And he's constantly disappointed in me.
Oh, he's just disappointed in everybody.
So we decided to just record that once every 2 weeks.
Sure.
There's one, and no joke, like he's always on about how messy my car is, right?
Right.
There was one night I went to pick him up. I think we were going to see a movie or something like that. He's sitting there waiting on the corner of his apartment building, and he comes out holding a garbage bag, and he spends like the next 10 minutes just cleaning my car in silence. And
Are you
I'm
serious?
just laughing at him. I'm dead serious. Just this immigrant on the corner that I found to clean my car.
See, the caravans are a good thing. You know, it's just the way it is. I can't fucking stand him. If he ever tried to do that to my vehicle, I'd probably kill him. But now, okay, so but you were doing a podcast with Ian Esty, weren't you?
Yeah.
There's a guy that's going to be mad at me because he's on that fucking show we were just talking about. I don't think Ian would disagree.
No.
I don't think Ian's going to come on this show and say, "Oh yeah, no, my comedy is worth $75."
Ian's a realist. He
is. Yeah.
If he's doing it for anything, he's doing it for the paycheck, and I can't fault him for that.
Yeah, I can't fault him for. Here's the thing, man. I don't fault anybody for being on that show. Certainly not, man. I mean, especially now with all the stages closing, you got to take every opportunity you can get.
Exactly.
If I was offered that show personally, I would have turned it down because I think it is disrespectful to the audience.
Right.
Even with me on the show. You know, no matter who you have on that fucking show, it's not worth $75.
I wish I could have said the same. I probably would have said
yeah,
yes.
well, listen, there's no shame in it, man, because, you and I are on different paths in comedy, right? Everybody's on a different path.
Right.
I'm not looking to do every stage I can get. If I was, I'd be chasing, I would have taken the spot you offered me last night.
Right.
So I don't fault anybody for taking that show. It's just, I don't think I would have. It's easy for me to say because I wasn't offered the show too.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
So, but I don't fault Ian for signing up for that show, and he's worked with Mandy before too.
Yeah, no, they're pretty good friends.
Yeah.
If he's helping her out, then that's great. Yeah, good for him.
Doesn't she have a radio show on the go too?
Yeah, Mandy Lynn tells it how it is. I don't know what it's called.
Assholes or something.
Oh, that's her other thing. She's got like that show that she did during Fringe, and she's got like the album, the Educated Assholes, but that's more like a one-man show. I think that's more her domain.
Right, yeah. She's all over the place. She just strikes me as somebody that kind of wants to be locally famous, for something. Right?
I hope she gets it. I think she kind of is.
She's half there. Yeah. I think she's halfway there now.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's never been my thing, man. I don't give a fuck. I don't want people to know who I am. I don't want to go to the grocery store. Oh, hey, you're a comedian guy, Of course, I get it. Yeah, exactly. I'm sure you get it when you're out and about too, right? But it's never something I've craved. But I know, especially nowadays, people, I don't know, I guess in every era, people have always, wanted fame, right? I don't want any fame unless there's copious amounts of fucking money involved.
Exactly.
Fame with no money is it's got to be horrible,
I'd say probably like, if anything, like a mid-level of fame where people wouldn't recognize you off the top, but diehards would want to hear what you have to say. Enough to get gigs.
Yeah.
Like Darren
enough
Frost
to work
level.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Enough to work professionally. Absolutely. Yeah, I think one of the worst kind of celebrities, quote unquote celebrities you could be is like Cash Me Outside girl. You know what I mean? She ain't making no fucking money, but everyone knows who she is, and it's not a good thing. You know?
Oh, she's coining her now. She's making music videos. She's Bad
Fuck
Barbie.
off. She's what?
She's Bad Barbie.
Bad Barbie? Are you fucking serious?
I wish I was.
God, I'm glad I'm not on social media, Brian.
BHAD Barbie.
Come on. Are you serious right now?
I'm serious, man.
I hate the world I live in. I really fucking do. I wish I could just put it through that fucking wall, you know?
Fucking YouTube music, man. There's I can't remember who she is, but the song's fucking hilarious. You should check it out.
Right.
Queen something, and the song's called I Swallowed All His Kids.
Come on.
And it's just about, just her fucking sucking down a load.
Yeah.
It's great.
Listen here, Brian. I'm a busy fucking guy, man. You know what I mean? I got all kinds of things I could be watching.
Yeah.
That is not one that I'm going to be seeking out.
Fair enough.
Then again, what it's like this day and age. People always say, "Oh, you gotta watch this. Have you seen that? You gotta watch. Oh, you have to watch that." And everybody says it to everybody, right? You can't fucking watch everything. Have you seen Happy, by the way?
Not yet, but it's on the list because it looks amazing.
Okay, I want to come back and talk to you a little bit about it.
Okay.
Actually, let's do it now, and then I'll get back to my original point that led to this spot. It's based on a comic book, I hear. Happy is.
Okay.
I didn't know that until I had already watched the entire first season. It's fucking great, Brian. It's you should be watching it tonight. Highly recommend this fucking series.
No, definitely check it out. I'm rolling through the end of Castlevania right now.
Castlevania. Wasn't that a video game?
Yeah.
Now it's a show?
Yeah, now it's a cartoon.
I love that game both in the arcade and I can't remember what console it first came. I first played it on. Probably Nintendo.
Yeah, the old Nintendo.
Yeah, because it's a Nintendo game. I remember in the arcade, on the side it said fucking Nintendo on Castlevania. I love that in the arcade. I'm not sure if I loved it enough to watch a series. Is it good?
Yeah, it's pretty decent.
Like a bunch of seasons too, or just one season?
Just two. They got first season's like a 4-episode setup, and the next one, the second season just came out. It's more the meat of the story.
Right, like the full season.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it's like surprisingly well written. It's written by Warren Ellis, who's like a comic book writer that I'm a huge fan of just to begin with.
Right.
Like, I don't know if you've ever read like Transmetropolitan or The Authority or anything like that.
The Authority sounds familiar, but nah. Man, I was a big comic book guy when I was a kid.
Right.
Probably stopped that at maybe 15 or 16. But I was into like Tales from the Crypt.
Oh yeah.
Stuff like that.
The
But
old DC horror comics. And
yeah,
stuff.
yeah. And but I love Batman, Superman. I loved even the fucking Archie comics. I loved. That's why I hate Riverdale so much. It's fucking Jesus Christ.
Speaking of, Stan Lee died today.
I know. Was he 91 or 92?
95.
95. Fuck, man. He's gonna be sadly fucking missed, man.
Absolutely.
I was gonna wait till a little later to mention that to you. Big blow to you for sure.
Oh, yeah,
I mean, that's a big part of your life, the comic books and the superhero movies and shit like that. You love that shit, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I thought I was prepared for it because I knew it was going to happen eventually. The guy's 95, but now it was like a kick to the gut. And I can't, like, when I found out today after like a shitty call too. So just like one thing on top of another, just some asshole who just wouldn't listen to reason. And then all of a sudden, by the way, Stan Lee died.
Shit, that sucks, dude. I don't know if you ever saw this on Sci-Fi. Stanley had a show where he was looking to hire an intern. You ever see that show?
No.
Can't remember the fucking name of it, man, but it was a fucking awesome show. I think they only had one season, and I honestly can't. I think it was maybe called The Intern, but it was fucking dynamite. He had these fucking people just running around like crazy, but being involved in very cool projects and shit, right? You would love this, man. You should seek it out. I'll look it up. I'll try to find the name. And I'll send you a link to it or some kind of thing.
Funny, the show I have in my head for that's vastly different than what it probably is. Just like, well, she's got to be a nice looking broad, probably nice and stacked, like Mary Jane. You hit the jackpot, Tiger.
Sad man, he's gonna be sadly missed.
Absolutely.
Such a huge pop culture figure. You know?
He basically created Marvel.
Yeah.
And obviously other people had a hand in it as well too, but he's the guy behind everything.
All the characters you love. He's the fucking guy, man. It's weird, man. The world is it's changing so rapidly. Like it's end of a lot of eras. Like when Yucks just closed, it was the end of an era. No Jokes Barred, end of an era. Stan Lee, man, a lot of sadness. That deer that I shot, end of her era. It's too bad. Anyway, the whole point of this conversation, Brian, was to hold your feet to the fire a little bit. Didn't you just have a fucking podcast you were doing with Ian Esty?
Yeah, that kind of fell through.
Right. Why? What happened there?
We got a little ambitious.
Got a little ambitious. Well, that's never usually a bad thing. What do you mean?
Well, it turned into a video podcast. We were working with Adam by the end of it, and I was loving what we were doing. But it just became like a little bit unfeasible. Like we were editing things all the time. There's actually a lost episode that I wish we still had.
Right.
Because we had Arif out, and Arif made Adam break character.
Oh, no shit.
He completely destroyed him. We all just laughed like for a good 5 minutes.
And so Arif was just upsetting him and made him break character. Is that what happened?
He just threw him for a loop. I can't remember exactly what was said, but like it just wasn't on script. And Adam was just sitting there quietly like, I don't know what to do.
Wow. That's a rare fucking moment because Adam really is the king of improv around here when you think about it.
Yeah.
So that's impressive.
That's a terror attack.
Probably... Arif and I were walking through the through Market Square last night to go outside and have a dart, and the security guard was there. And I looked at the security guard and I said, "Oh, don't worry, he's not a terrorist. He's with me. He's all right." But it was Rich. You work there. You know who I'm talking about, Rich.
Oh,
Yeah, so I know Rich quite well. He's actually one of our tenants too, where I work. So, but yeah, it was a nice little moment we had. I love doing that to Arif because he never knows what to say when I do that kind of thing to him out in public, like in front of other people. He just fucking clams right up. I love it.
Just like, yes, well, okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. He, do you find when you're hanging out with Arf, like, and I think you do because of what you said earlier, like he just has that superiority complex, you know, like he's just above anything you say or anything you do. He's just well above it.
He's an angry man.
He is an angry man,
And
isn't he?
he'll be the first one to admit it.
Yeah. No, he has major anger. We've talked about it quite a bit here on this show.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, so what happened? It was just too much work, too much editing.
Yeah, although I think we might fall back into something anyways. Ian's talked to me about starting something up and just keeping it simple.
Right.
Like how we started it. So it's just a matter of lining things up and basically fun. Because now I'm like doing one semi-regular podcast. I'm running a show.
Yeah.
You know, Ian's filming a movie. So it's just a matter of us getting together.
Yeah, right. What's he working on for a movie, or is it a secret project, or what?
No, it's a boxing movie.
Oh, that's right. Okay, I've talked to him about this before. Yeah.
It sounds exciting, actually.
Yeah, I think he asked me if I wanted to be involved in a scene, and I said, fuck yes, but I haven't heard back.
Huh.
Then again, he's probably seen me in hard times, and maybe I'm not the guy.
You're one of the better people in hard times, dude. What are you talking about?
Dude, I fucking love it. Yeah, I would disagree with you in the beginning. So season 2, episode 1 just came out.
Yeah.
November 2nd. And I was very happy with my acting in that one. But before that came out, wife and I binged season 1 again.
Right.
Man, really all I was doing was a lot of yelling, you know? and some of it was comical, but it was almost monotone yelling. I don't know. I wasn't happy with most of my acting in season 1. Now, in episode 5 and 6, I started to get better, started to get into the character a little bit.
Right.
But I wasn't real happy about that. But, man, how fucking fun is Hard Times?
Oh, man, I love making it. I love watching it. Like, when that came out, I must have seen that episode, like, 2 or 3 times so far.
Yeah, I think I've seen it twice. Yeah, it's... what I love about it is when you're... I'm sure this is your experience, too. You're not involved in all the scenes.
Yeah.
Right? So you know what's going to happen when you pop up on screen. You know the scenes that are going to happen. But, like, I love not being privy to the entire episode. So then when you watch it... You're like, oh shit! Oh, that's where we're going with it. Oh, I didn't know those guys were doing that.
Exactly. Yeah. Like,
yeah.
Half of it was a surprise because me and Jeremy, when Jeremy moved to Fredericton, some stuff got rewritten. Like we weren't in like most of the filming.
Yeah. Right.
So the stuff that we were in, I was trying to put it together, and I like as we were doing it, I had no fucking.
Yeah.
clue.
Nothing made sense. I know. I was the same way.
Yeah.
You know that I think one of the first scenes I shot for this season, other than the Christmas special one, was I was out at Matt's house on the back deck, duct taped to a chair, wearing a fucking birthday hat, and some guy from the Trailer Park Boys was pointing a fucking gun at me, and I didn't know what the fuck was going on.
Holy fuck! How great was Bernard Robichaud, man?
Man, he was awesome.
Remember, like when he rolled up that day, and he's sitting there talking about like fucking selling his minivan. loading a gun like it was no big deal. Just
Yeah.
sitting there one bullet at a time, loading the clip,
Yeah.
putting it in, cocking it. It's like, yeah, no, I think I could probably get 20,000 for it, and then we'll go down to LA and we'll just see what happens.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. Yeah, we're just going to pick up everything and move to L.A. Yeah, cool guy, man. Funny motherfucker. And the weird thing is, I didn't think he was going to be when I first met him because, he seemed a little standoffy.
Right.
And I thought, and we were planning on going out to lunch. I think you were at that lunch, weren't you?
Not at that lunch.
You
no,
weren't
I
at that
couldn't
lunch.
make it.
So anyway, I figured it was going to be just a weird, awkward fucking lunch.
Yeah.
And then he starts telling stories about his cancer and his catheter and his leakage after. And man, he had me almost on the fucking floor, like almost literally on the floor. I was hanging on to my chair. He was making me laugh so hard, man. Great fucking dude.
Oh, absolutely.
Great
man.
dude. I thought his acting was a little muted, actually, in this series so far. But I haven't seen the finished product.
And-
I've just seen a few scenes that Matt has sent me. Right?
And if you're comparing it to like Cyrus, like Cyrus was more of a bombastic character.
He was an
They're
over the top character. This guy's a lot more subtle.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
he's a professional. He's got a job to do, and he's gonna kill people cheating on their taxes, and he's gonna fuck all their women.
Yeah, yeah, that's right, man. I think it's cool, man. It's a huge feat for a guy like Matt Copeland to have this vision of the show, get everybody together, and convince everybody to do it for fucking nothing.
Yeah,
Right? And then come up with the money to get a guy like Bernard. Really fucking cool, man. Matt's a fucking visionary.
absolutely. Yeah.
He really is, man. Nobody has Hovland's been doing videos. Everyone's been doing videos around here. No one has taken on a project of this scope like Matt, man. And he's a great comedy writer.
I can't wait to see what he does next. I know you guys are working on something.
Yeah. I was actually supposed to go out to his place last night. That was our plan. And then by Wednesday, I realized, fuck, I'm judging it. The roast battle, so I wasn't able to make it out. Hopefully not this weekend coming because I'm in Kentville with Augie.
Right.
But hopefully the next weekend, maybe the 24th, 25th. Yeah, because we got an idea for a sketch show, kind of like a, sort of a Saturday Night Live kind of idea. Not real different, I guess, from... No, it is going to be a lot different from Hovland because they kind of had a story.
Yeah, they have characters, an established universe. Like,
Yeah.
this is going to be a little bit more like Mad Dash. Like,
Yeah, like I want to have my idea is to have a few recurring ones, like the old Saturday Night Live used to do, right? Recurring characters and shit like that. I'm excited to sit down with Matt. I've got some ideas. He sends me a new idea every fucking day. Hey, what about this idea? And then they're just, it's like hard times, like just way out in fucking left field.
Yeah.
Matt doesn't want to offend anybody with this new show. He wants to offend everybody, which is what I love about Matt Copeland. He's willing to go there, man. I mean, why the fuck not? What are they going to do? Take his security job away from him?
Yeah, they're going to take his taxi cab?
Yeah,
No.
exactly, right? It's a lot easier to do what you want to do when you got nothing to fucking lose,
Fucking A. Yeah.
And I think we're really all kind of in that boat here.
Yeah,
Right?
no.
For the most part.
Nobody's going to take away my call center job just because I took off my shirt and gave Clarky some flowers when he was dressed like a woman.
I actually have a decent career, Brian. But the thing is, my boss backs me 100%. He loves my comedy. He doesn't give a fuck what I do. So I'm pretty fortunate that way. And but the last episode of this show, I went pretty hard on the retards. I went a little fucking deep, and I've been getting a few messages here and there, like not oh, I'm so mad at you or anything. Just a lot of people going, whoa, that's a little over the line. You might want to be careful with that stuff. And I think you'd know what I would have to say to those people.
That's pretty retarded.
Precisely. Fuck those mongoloids. That's what I say. Anyway, yeah, man, Hard Times has been a lot of fun. Your character is fucking loony, man. Your character is loony. I don't know. I think your character and Ben's character are tied for my favorite character on that show.
And we make a pretty good pair when we do.
Yes,
too, so.
big time. Those scenes we filmed out in the fucking woods out there and stuff, out in St. Martin's.
Oh,
A
man.
lot of fun out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of fun.
Can't wait to see the finished product for that. I think we'll be seeing that for the first time in St. Stephen, actually.
Yeah, that's right, too. Yeah, so February 2nd?
Yeah, either second or third. I don't know right off the top of my head. But
Yeah.
I think you're right, yeah.
Yeah, so we're going to do a live premiere there.
I can't fucking wait, man.
Yeah. Are we going to do some shenanigans like we did at Chuckles?
I think Matt's got something planned. I don't know how deep it goes. He messaged me immediately. He's like, "All right, so we're gonna do a skit, kind of like that. We're at least gonna do Arseholes Anonymous, I think.
Oh, nice.
So that's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
And, I'm thinking about, like, I asked him about it, but he doesn't think we could pull it off. So I'm just gonna do it on my own. I'm gonna print up some shirts.
Oh, nice.
I want to at least have a shirt for myself, just like a picture of me running that says "Run like it's check day."
Yes.
And I might try to sell that at shows, but we'll see what happens.
Dude, listen, I got to be honest. Anytime you're running on hard times, you get me every time.
Oh, dude,
There's just something about watching you run, Brian. It brings me a lot of joy.
When we, that's what fucking Landry said too. When we shot that scene in the convenience store in the mall,
Yes.
The owner, this tiny little Asian lady, was sitting off to the side. Every time I took off running, and we must have done that scene like good 10 times. She'd just sit there and go.
Yeah, she like watching Brian run too. I love it. Who in the fuck was the guy behind the counter there? Is that the guy that actually works there?
No, he's one of the security guards.
Oh, okay, all right. Jeez, he's a weird fucker.
With a voice by Matt too.
Yeah,
He says,
yeah. That whole scene's a little wacky.
It's like a scene out of a Godzilla movie.
Yeah, absolutely. Brian, what have you been doing in comedy lately? What's going on with you?
I got the McGill show. I've been working on that. I got a few ideas for that too. I want to keep.
Great job hosting last night, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks very much, man.
Yeah.
As far as like shows,
Well, I guess you did a set, right? You did a set, and then intermission, and then
the
hosted.
battle.
Yeah, it was a good set, man. It was a lot of fun. It was just small, intimate crowd, and you did you did your set accordingly. Right. You talked to Ben the lumberjack, fucking around with people. Yeah, man, it was good. It was entertaining last night.
That porn joke I do at the end, my closer, I got that just about where I want it.
Nice.
I can't wait to see that finished.
Yeah. How's writing going for you?
Slowly. Like I'm more focused on recording my sets, listening to them, and sort of reforming what I have already at this point.
Right.
I should be writing more new stuff. I just got to get out and like sit down and like in a coffee shop or something. And
is that
just
what
jam
you
out some
do?
Ideas. Yep.
Yeah, that's what you do. Eh?
I'll go down to Tom's at the end of Waterloo and order a coffee and just sit there, and if I think of something, I'll write it down.
Yeah. I think it was Andrew Vaughn I was talking to about this. That's what he does. He goes out and, in the hustle and bustle of the crowd, and right. I couldn't fucking do it, man. I hate people too much. I don't like to be around people. I know Sam used to do that too. I don't know. It's probably still his process in Toronto, but
we were writing together for a little while before he left.
At the coffee shop.
Yeah,
nice.
Meet him down at either Starbucks or Second Cup, and we'd jam out a few jokes and freak out all the ladies around us. And,
this is Canada, Brian. Why wouldn't you go to Tim Hortons?
Well,
Starbucks, really?
This was
you
Sam's
don't look
choice.
like. Listen, don't take this the wrong way, okay? You don't look like the typical Starbucks crowd.
I think that's why we're freaking out the ladies.
Why not a show there?
At a Starbucks?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, that's a good idea. Like,
I'm sure it happens in Seattle.
Like Matt's idea, right? Comedy anywhere.
Yeah, the pop-up comedy show.
Except comedy anywhere means comedy at the library twice.
Yeah. Well, at least people showed up.
True. No,
right? Did they do 2 shows there? I thought I only did the 1 show there.
Well, he's doing another show there when he comes
There's
back.
another one coming up. Yeah, I did see that. Who's on that show? Are you on that show?
No, not me. It's Matt, and I can't remember who else.
Is Muggins the headliner again?
I don't know. It's not Muggins. No, he's not in it this time. But
is he still hot? Like listen, man. When I'm fuck, there goes that Andrew Von Like again. I'm not on social media. When I was, of course, I was friends with James on there.
Right.
I likely still am. But I'd see his shit all day, every day, and he looked like he was fucking extremely busy. Is it still that way for him?
Yeah, I think he's pretty busy still. Like, he doesn't post as much these days, and I think he's even advertising like his shows in town are kind of limited for the end of the year.
Yeah,
like, he's got everything booked already. He's doing a lot of corporate stuff. Like the end of the year, I imagine he's probably doing all corporate
Christmas
stuff.
parties and shit. Yeah. He's the perfect kind of comic for that kind of environment. Right. If it's going to be an Irving party or something like that. I've done a lot of Christmas parties.
Right.
And for, pretty big companies. But you got to have the right crowd for a guy like me at a Christmas party.
Yeah, I thought about tipping my hat into it, but I don't know, that I'm ready, because that means longer sets, and I got 20 minutes right now.
Yeah.
And that's at a stretch.
Right.
And B,
You got 20 minutes that you're comfortable with right now?
I got 20 minutes I feel okay about.
Yeah, right. Now, how long have you been? 2 years, 2.5 years for you now?
I'm on my third year now.
You're in your third year.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And you see that's good because you know what that means because obviously you've written a lot more than 20 fucking minutes in that time.
Yeah.
But you're doing a lot of editing.
Oh yeah, no,
Right?
and I'm revisiting stuff too. Like that class we took with Darren, kind of a bit of a wake up call on some of my older stuff I've just disregarded. I want to go back to that and make it better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. How great was that workshop?
Yeah, that was amazing.
Yeah.
And the show afterwards, holy shit.
Yeah. Fucking great.
The pool noodle made it on the album.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Oh, nice. That's hilarious. Yeah, I thought Darren did a lot better with the crowd than Kenny did that night. That was, I don't know, that was kind of weird. Kenny seemed like he was a little off or something, maybe. Or maybe it was the crowd that was off.
I could at that point they were like piss drunk too.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
It's hard to say, but
Yeah, well, that broad walking by barfing into her hand was definitely fucking drunk. You missed that, though, didn't you? That happened right after you left? Or did you see that?
no, I didn't see that at all.
You didn't see that, yeah. Poor Austin was sitting in the front row by himself, and she walked right in front of him, barfing into her hand all over the fucking floor. 8:45.
Incredible.
8:45 p.m., Brian. She's in her 40s. You know she's got kids at home, barfing into her fucking hand.
That's her one night out.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, you know what? You might as well make the most of it, right?
Yeah.
You got the babysitter. Fucking let's drink and barf into her hands.
She's gonna be getting up at like fucking 8 o'clock, just head pounding, kids crawling all over her. Barf probably still in her hand.
Definitely still in her teeth.
Mommy, why do you smell like dinner?
Oh, man. When's the last time you barfed in your hand?
Oh fuck.
Have you done it? I've done it.
Probably at least 2 years ago.
At least.
Like I try not to get that drunk.
That was a big year for you. You got into comedy, right? You barfed into your hand. Big things that year.
That was the year, and like I'll tell the story when I talk about like fucking trying not to drive drunk.
Right.
That night, I think you were doing a show for Troy, and fuck, who was down? A dude that looks like Walter White, but
Daryl Mack.
Daryl Mack, yeah.
Yeah.
And we went down to hang out with you guys. We got high, and me and Vinny broke off. We went down to
That's right.
Dooley's, and I parked my car like across from where I used to work,
Right.
at King's Place. And like for the specific reason, like I knew I could be there overnight. I wouldn't have to worry about it.
Right.
We went to Dooley's. We had a few drinks. All of a sudden, I wake up in my own bed. I go down to the window to look out and see whether or not I actually drove home that night. And
Right.
my car is resting safely in the driveway.
That's terrifying.
A little bit, yeah.
Dude. I don't fuck around like that.
No, I try
That was-
not to.
That was a great time getting high down by the Delta.
Yeah, that was amazing.
Dude, my favorite part of that entire night, I had a great show. It was great to see you and Vinny. Great to hang out with Shane and Daryl. But my favorite fucking moment is after we smoked that joint and we were walking back into the Delta. And there were a few people up on the deck.
Yeah.
And Shane Ogden says, "Oh my God, people, act normal." Which, of course, none of us had the capacity to do at that point. And probably not something you should be yelling out in front of those people, you know.
That's a perfect Shane moment, though.
Yeah,
That's-
that was a good night. After that, Shane and Daryl and I went up to Daryl's room and recorded a podcast. Good shit. That was good shit. A lot of conspiracy stuff. That was a good night.
Yeah, that was a good podcast.
Yeah.
I remember listening to that one like a couple days afterwards.
Yeah. Good times.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was good times. Who did I just have on my podcast that was talking shit about Daryl Mack? Oh, it was Andrew Vaughn.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. He had a little interaction with him or something.
I gotta-
Daryl can be a polarizing figure, particularly on social media.
Yeah, he's got a lot of views. A lot of strong views.
Yeah, he does.
He's got views about other people's views.
Yes, absolutely. I enjoyed my time hanging out with Daryl.
Yeah.
And I'm not on social media, so he's fine with me. You know, he's fine with me. Yeah, that was a good night. Fuck, I totally forgot about that. Good goddamn times. It was you and Vince.
Yep.
And now he's in fucking Halifax. What a traitor.
I know. What an asshole.
I think he's originally from there.
Moves out to fucking Thunder Bay, starts a comedy community there, comes back and like settles in Halifax and leaves the rest of us behind. His family.
That's dirty.
I
That's
know,
dirty,
right?
man. We miss him around here, man.
Oh, absolutely.
I do. He was a very good fucking comic, man.
He's one of my best friends, man.
Yeah, he cracked me up. When's he coming back down for a visit?
Hopefully soon. I know he wanted to do an R bar, and obviously that's not happening. But no,
Maybe he can do a McGill's.
I'm gonna talk him into it one way or another.
Fuck yeah, because I want to have him back on this show, man. I want to hear all about the scene that he created up there, and what the fuck he's been up to.
Yeah.
When's your next show? What do you got coming up?
Nothing right now. I'm actually like, if anybody out there's booking, I'm looking.
Mandy Lynn, if you're listening, hey, we got $100 show here for you.
I gotta start knocking on doors and getting off my ass and trying to make it happen instead of just waiting for it to come to me.
Yeah, well, I mean, you're doing your part. You're co-hosting a show. You're running a show.
Right.
It's probably the most important open mic here now.
Yeah, it is the only open mic here.
Yeah, it really is. Yeah, I guess. What's the O'Leary show called now?
That's Uptown Comedy Deluxe.
Uptown Comedy Deluxe. Wow, hoity-toity show right there. Uptown Comedy Deluxe.
Had a hell of a set there. Let me. Oh fuck! I should tell. I don't know if you knew about this, but
talk to me.
I hosted the last one of those, like the first one that got moved to the later time slot.
Right.
And had a hell of a first set. It was just fucking killing. This dude gets up, and I wouldn't have noticed if he didn't clap the guy sitting next to him on the back. And I'm like, where the fuck are you going? Hey, come back. We're having a comedy show. And the guy's like, he's going to take a shit. So I just sort of acknowledge that and then come on. And then when he comes back in, I'm like, hey, did you wipe? Are you clean?
Yeah.
And then I look over and I go to talk to somebody else. When I look back, he has his pants around his ankles. His asshole is looking at me right in my eye. And I guess he was doing that for several seconds. And I just caught the last 7 full seconds.
You're fucking kidding me. He proved that he wiped.
Yeah, he showed me.
Wow.
He was a big boy.
What the fuck? How old was this guy? He had to be a young guy.
No, he was like, I think he was in his 50s.
Come out of her.
He almost looked like Matt Copeland's dad.
Oh.
Like he was a spitting image of Matt Copeland.
No shit.
No, there was none. Not a single nugget.
Man, that may take the cake for the fucking craziest thing that's ever happened at a comedy show here.
And that happened in O'Leary's, not the R Bar. O'Leary's, for fuck's sake.
That's crazy. How is this the first fucking time I'm hearing about this? Did you have you talked about it with Arif?
Yeah,
on the podcast.
I think we discussed it on the podcast.
Okay,
yeah.
I've only listened to your first podcast.
Okay.
Where first of all, let's talk about it. What's it called?
It's called 4-Story Walk-Up.
Right, because any podcast that RF does is always just named after where it happens. Like that's how fucking creative this guy is.
Well, we're going to call it Forget It, Jake. It's Waterloo, but we just decided 4-Story Walk-Up sounded a little better.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Is it on iTunes?
It is now.
It is now. Okay, well, that's why I wasn't listening to it episodically, because I need shit to be simple.
Right.
You know, I'm not a big technology. It's on podbean.com/fucking. Yeah, I'm out. No, if I can't find it on iTunes, I'm out.
That's what everyone was saying, so I made sure to fast track it as much as I could.
Awesome. What do you use? What do you use to get it there? Do you use SoundCloud? Do you use Podbean? What do you use to feed iTunes?
I host on Podbean.
You host on Podbean, all right.
It seemed like the cheapest option.
Yeah, it's a lot cheaper than SoundCloud.
Oh yeah, SoundCloud's like what, $15 a month or something?
I think my plan, but I got this plan a number of years ago, is $80 a year.
Oh yeah. No,
now SoundCloud is free if you only want your most recent 3 projects or episodes or whatever.
Okay.
To be there in the feed, but if you want your whole library, it's what I'm paying is $80 a year.
Now that's the caveat with Podbean is like it's $12 a month, but like if you go with the free one, first of all you don't get the archive, and second of all, like the storage space is just insultingly low.
Oh really?
You couldn't fit a full podcast on a free account.
Oh seriously?
Yeah.
Oh, that's too bad. Yeah, yeah. I tried. So Podbean is $12 a month. I'm paying that too,
right?
Because I'm releasing mine on as many platforms as I can. But having said that, I guess I'm getting a pretty good deal with SoundCloud.
Yeah,
$80 a year.
Yeah, that actually doesn't sound that bad. Maybe I should take a look at making a switch.
Yeah, yeah. And I don't know if it's changed, if I'm a locked in rate, but yeah, I mean, to have my whole fucking library there, $80 a year is worth it to me.
Yeah.
Right. I don't have the storage to fucking save them all here.
Between the two of us, though, like $7.50 a month, something we could swing pretty easily. So it's
Yeah.
I think it's worth having either way, just as long as people are accessing it, and I guess Sam Laban's listening to it, so we got that.
Yeah, there you go. I am actually pleasantly surprised. I'm actually just really surprised that so many people listen to it to my show on SoundCloud.
Yeah,
when I go into my my numbers,
Right.
it shows you it shows you Apple and it shows you everything. That's another benefit of SoundCloud, man. They really break down your numbers.
Okay.
You can really go deep in your metrics if you have that pro account with SoundCloud. It's a big difference.
Yeah, Podbean's not bad with like location, but as far as like where it's coming from, I haven't figured that out yet, if it even is an option. So.
Yeah. I don't even fuck with Podbean. I don't even upload my own to Podbean. That's wifey's job. She's
Right.
the Android Podbean, that fucking shit, But yeah, I'm very surprised because I've never listened to anything on SoundCloud. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't like the way the SoundCloud player works.
Exactly. That's what I don't like.
Yeah, it sucks.
Yeah. Now maybe it's different if you download it. I'm not sure, but
No,
that's
it's
kind of
not.
it's not because
Not
that's
at all.
kind of a relatively recent thing that you can actually download the episodes from SoundCloud. It used to just be you had to play it at the time. You couldn't download anything.
Right.
You had to stream it or I guess or whatever. I don't know all the fucking terms, Brian.
No, you're doing pretty good so far.
I'm doing
Grandpa.
all right. I'm getting there. I don't have these headphones fucking figured out yet, but I'm getting there, Brian.
Well, trust me, I wouldn't be building this shit like fucking microphones coming out like a professional studio.
Yeah.
I mean, look at this shit. You should be proud of this shit. This is amazing.
Oh, thank you, man. I love this space. Well, you know what the setup I had before at my old house, it was just in the fucking dining room with a couple pedestal mics.
Yeah, and that was great too.
It was fine for the time, but when I moved here, I said, man, I need my own fucking space. I love doing this, right? I love podcasting because I've said this ad nauseum. This is the only time I get to talk to Brian Godsoe for this long.
Exactly.
At one time.
Because I'm always doing shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Like playing
You're
Red
so
Dead
busy.
Redemption.
Yeah. How is it?
Well, I'm not playing the new one yet because I'm
Oh,
poor.
shit. Right.
But I'm going through the old one because I will eventually get the new one. The old one's still good.
Maybe Frankie will get it for you for Christmas, man.
Maybe. Daddy?
Daddy! Your old man's fucking great, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm actually excited to... I'm probably not going to play Red Dead Redemption 2, although I loved the first one.
Yeah.
That's a great fucking game, especially once you get across the border into Mexico.
Oh, that
Shit
song
fucking
that
pops
plays
up.
when you're fucking like riding there? Oh, my God.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
great. It's... I don't know. There's just something fucking Tarantino about it,
Yeah.
But I'm looking forward to watching my son play number 2,
Has he got it?
No, he doesn't, but I'm going to buy it for him for Christmas.
Oh, right on.
Yeah. Yeah, don't tell him.
Yeah. Chaos, just ignore that part.
Yeah, he doesn't fucking listen to my show. The only one he's ever listened to is the one he's on.
I don't blame him, I guess. Although I got to get caught up, too. I got to hear that Vaughn one. Always like a Vaughn podcast.
The most recent one?
Yeah.
Yeah, man, it's really good. He's a great guy, man. Never at a loss for anything to fucking chat about with him.
I actually felt a little bad as at Chuckles. Like, I thought maybe, like, it came across like I was, like, fucking, like, just... like avoiding him or something,
Right.
Because like we did this thing. He was coming off stage. He was going outside for a dart.
Yeah.
And like we made eye contact for a moment, and then I looked away because he was far enough away that I knew we weren't going to have a conversation.
Sure, right.
And I was just doing that weird awkward thing that I do whenever I make eye contact with fucking anybody. So then he walks outside, and I'm like, shit, fuck, I should probably go say something. And then like he left with you, I think, right afterwards.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
So Vaughn, I'm sorry, man. Fuck.
You fucking blew it, Brian. Jesus Christ. Could you be any more socially fucking awkward, Brian? God damn it.
Oh, I could try.
You could fucking try. How's this podcast going with RF?
Really good. I'm really proud of it.
Yes.
We started off like talking about videos. We got a little bit of criticism about that, so we're trying to steer away from it a bit. And
Talking about videos, what do you mean?
well, we brought up for the first episode especially, we brought up a few videos. One of them a game show that I probably will go back to.
Right.
And we just talked over like what they were and sort of like fucking laughed about it. And then a few people were like, "Hey, like,
great
what,
for listeners.
yeah, like, what's the deal with that?"
Yeah.
So now we just talk about whatever we think is funny. That's the only rule, is that as long as it's funny and as long as we're not just talking about the scene,
Yeah.
like anything goes.
Yeah. RF is so adamant. I was talking to him last night about coming on your guys' show. He's like, yeah, man, the big list of rules. Can't talk about this. Can't talk about that. Can't talk about this. You know, I mean, personally, I don't make those fucking rules, but you know, what do I know? Right?
Right.
Fucking RF. God damn it.
Well, we got to get together and do the movie podcast anyway.
Yes, absolutely. I'm gonna watch One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest hopefully this week.
All right.
And then we'll get together. I mean, RF gave me this fucking list of movies. Watch these 3 movies, then you can come on the podcast. I've watched all kinds of fucking movies.
He's giving you homework?
He's giving me homework, man.
Jesus
Like,
Christ.
come on. I don't know if he knows this, but I have a grade 7 education for a fucking reason, Brian. Wasn't a big fan. You know? Not a big fan of learning. Anyway.
He's going to have you cleaning the erasers afterwards.
Jesus Christ. I'm going to have him do it, and then maybe it'll turn him white. Anyway.
He's an immigrant. He should be doing it.
Exactly, right? Exactly. There are no jobs. Have you ever seen the game show Unbeatable Bonzuke?
No, I have
Japanese game show.
not. Unbeatable Bonzuke. No, I haven't seen that.
Man, it was crazy. So some of the it was a game show, but it was like events. So it was like hand walking.
Okay.
So they'd have a course where you had to hand walk upstairs, downstairs, across like a fucking balance beam,
All right.
into a hot tub, like down the stairs of a hot tub, so that you're underwater, walking on your hands, and then walking up the stairs out of the hot tub after, like just crazy feats of fucking strength, pogo stick stuff, like just the craziest fucking shit. Great game show. I don't know if they still do it in Japan. I don't know if you could find it anywhere, but if you can, Unbeatable Bonzuke.
That country's the king of game shows, man. Like, you remember
Goddamn right.
MXC, right?
MXC.
Most Extreme Elimination Challenge on Spike?
I don't think so. Was it like Wipeout? Similar?
Kind of. Like, they took a Japanese game show and they dubbed over it with, like, jokes and shit.
Yeah, I think I've seen a few episodes of it.
Yeah. Some crazy shit on there.
Ninja Warrior. That's fucking fantastic.
Oh, my kid loves Ninja Warrior.
Yeah.
Like, we were down at the St. Andrews playground, and he'd sit there and, like, jump up on the monkey bars. He's like, I'm a Ninja Warrior.
Yes, little parkour.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it. Yeah, I love Ninja Warrior too. I see Jeopardy now is on Netflix.
Why?
That's what I thought too.
Who the fuck's watching that?
Exactly. There are 2 collections on there.
Well,
whatever the fuck that means.
I can't wait to binge Jeopardy.
Yeah, right? But you know what? I bet you it's going to do good numbers.
Oh, probably.
People love that fucking show.
I'd put it on to go to sleep or something. Like,
F is for Family's coming back on the 30th of this
fuck
month.
yeah.
Yeah,
I
pretty
can't wait,
excited.
man.
Yeah. What have you been watching for comedy lately?
the Degenerates just came out.
Yeah.
Did you see Big J stuff?
I haven't seen any of the Degenerates. I am chomping at the bit to watch Coco Joey Diaz.
Yeah.
I'm so glad he got on Netflix.
Oh, where are we at with that? Is he still calling it?
He is. Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
But he had, he had that Netflix special. That's why he put it off.
Right.
So I'll have to talk to Jamie about it. I'm not sure. I think her last chat with him was 2 weeks ago, a week and a half ago. He's still committed to doing it, but he's a busy guy, man.
Yeah.
He's a busy guy. He's busy seeing the fucking devil. That's what he's doing.
Man, he fucking should be busy.
Yeah.
He's one of the best.
Fucking right. I'm glad he's on Netflix, man, but I wish they had just, put a little fucking faith in this guy, man. Give him his own special. He doesn't, Big J, the same deal. I think probably a lot of those fucking comics, right, that they squeeze into these half-hour sets or 20-minute sets.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, although that whole thing, like, the future is fucking making our own specials, making our own albums. Like,
Yeah, that's not the future, man. Louis started that shit.
well, yeah, exactly. Like, he's the one that pioneered it, and that's the direction that we all should be going. Like, fucking, you hear Mike Vecchione's new album?
No.
It's one of the best albums this year.
No kidding.
Fucking Arf turned me on to it. It's and he self-produced. He edited himself. Like, fucking been listening to The Bonfire. Dan Soder and Big J's fucking radio show.
Yeah.
And like, he lives with Dan Soder, and he's like, Dan would come home and fucking just hear him like listen to his own jokes and like editing shit out and just working on it furiously.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
It's really fucking good too.
Who is your favorite comic, Brian? I'm sure I've asked you this before, but who is your favorite?
Working today or living or dead?
Just all time.
Patrice O'Neill,
Yeah, nice. Good call.
by far.
Yeah. Fucking genius, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about right now?
Right now, probably Big J actually.
So you've obviously seen his Degenerates.
Yeah.
Dynamite.
Oh, it's the best special of the year.
I've never seen anything bad from Big J. Love him, man. I love his homage to Dice with the fucking gloves. I love everything about Big J.
Yeah.
Were you a Dice fan? Do you like Dice?
I did. I had to come back into Dice because, like, there was a while before, like, I was seriously into comedy where I felt like I was above Dice or whatever.
Yeah, right.
And who the fuck's above Dice?
Nobody.
Yeah.
Nobody's above Dice. Nobody. Have you seen Fort Fairlane?
No, I haven't seen Fort Fairlane.
You haven't seen that movie?
Is that worth watching?
Oh, Brian! Fuck happy. Okay, don't even bother watching.
Yeah, go right to Fort
Go
Fairlane.
right to Fort Fairlane.
I'll
man.
find it.
Oh, it's a fucking brilliant movie, dude. You'll love it. I mean, it's Dice, right? But it's dude, it's a great movie.
If it's got Dice Man, I'm gonna be happy.
You'll watch it twice.
He had a great show too. You see that Showtime show he had for a while?
No.
It's fucking dynamite. There's an episode where Adrian Brody's following him around for a bit, trying to get into his character.
Right.
And he just fucking becomes. He does a dice set in front of him at a bar.
Yes.
Like he just gets up there and he's like, I was waiting at the bank, saw this broad in front of me, put my tongue in a race. Weird thing to happen at the bank. It's fucking great.
Oh, that's beautiful. Yeah, I was a big fan of Dice growing up. Big fan, man.
Now, there's no one like him, man. Like
No.
filling stadiums with that kind of filth. Like,
Yeah.
that's the dream now. Like that's
Yeah.
what we want to go back to.
It's crazy. Yeah,
Yeah.
well, you'd never go back there.
No.
Not in,
Well, I wouldn't want to do a fucking stadium
well,
show anyway.
you know what? If Trump gets reelected, it's a possibility we get back to those days. You know what I mean? What do you think's going to happen there? Are you a fan of Trump? Do you hate Trump? What are you?
I don't hate him.
Right.
I'm somewhere in the middle, I guess. Like there's shit he does that I disagree with, obviously.
Sure.
But like I see him as more of a guy who's like, he's outside the system. He's like kind of shaking things up in a weird way.
Yeah.
And it's hilarious to see a guy who's just fucking like just willing to say whatever. Like even that first tour, like he's talking about in the old days how you just fucking rough people up.
Sure.
The president said that.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah, it is wild.
Like
I find that most people end up with the leaders they deserve.
There's that too.
And that's
yeah.
how I feel about Trump.
Now, if we're gonna drive the bus into Armageddon, like we might as well have a laugh or two while we're fucking going.
Precisely.
Into the fire.
Imagine how boring Hillary Clinton would have been. Never mind pushing forward the fucking, same old agendas of, war and corporate corruption.
Oh, they'd be at war with Russia right now.
Oh, absolutely. She's right. So there's a rumor now she's gonna fucking run again in 2020. You know what? I don't think that she is gonna get the financial backing, even if she decides to throw her hat in the ring. I don't think people are gonna back her a third fucking time.
Nah, she doesn't get a trilogy.
No, I don't think it's gonna happen, man. I mean, do you really want an 80-year-old fucking female monster as the leader of your country? I think the answer is clearly no.
I think the Democrats should just pick up DC and have him throw his hat in the ring.
The left is it's fucking. The left is just fucking crazy now. Anyway,
President Daniel Cormier.
yes. Why the fuck not? Why not? Did you see the fight Saturday night?
I missed it. I kind of forgot they were on, but Travis told me to check them out and to avoid spoilers on them because the Korean zombie fight was supposedly like fucking one of the best fights of the year.
Definitely, hands down. There are no close contenders for fight of the year. That is the fight of the year.
I'm definitely checking that out. Then.
Yeah, with a sensational ending. Like, could not be more exciting. Crazy.
And that last card I watched, because I watched the fucking Khabib McGregor card.
Yes.
That was a hell of a thing.
That was a hell of a card, the whole thing.
Holy shit.
Yeah. Heartbreaking for a Conor fan like me.
Yeah.
I've never really liked Khabib. Although, when he sat Conor on his ass with that big right hand, he made me a bit more of a fan.
Yeah, up until he decided to fucking take a run at Connor's fucking trainer.
That was crazy, man. The sport doesn't need that bullshit, but I don't know. Nobody fucking remembers it now. No one gives a shit now.
Well, Connor's done the same shit as well, too, and he's built a brand on it, so, like, whatever.
Yeah, absolutely. But, yeah, I don't know. Conor just, the guy knows how to make fucking money.
Yeah.
He gets it, man. He gets it that it's a fucking show.
Yeah.
Like what Khabib did, he did out of anger. He didn't do it to make more money in the future. Anytime Conor's done anything fucking wacky like that, it's to promote a fight. What Khabib did was after a fight.
Right.
To somebody who's not even fighting. I don't know. I didn't care for it, but
He said the wrong thing at the wrong time, and apparently, like his dad's gonna whoop him anyway. So,
Yeah. Well, listen, anybody that's willing to jump over the cage and jump into the crowd and start throwing punches, yeah, I'm not going to get too fucking upset about it.
Well, he is fucking wrestling bears. Like, I'm not gonna tell him he's wrong to his face.
Certainly not. Certainly not. You dragged right to the fucking ground for the worst 5 minutes of your life. Yeah, it's horrible. Are you, so you don't watch every card? You just kind of come in and out when you have time?
Pretty much, yeah. Like, cause I don't keep up on it as much as I used to, and I want to start getting more back into the know because I'm missing cards that I know I'm gonna like.
Yeah.
But it was just rubbing me the wrong way for a little while.
Yeah.
Up until that Khabib McGregor card, I was actually like I skipped like 2 or 3 cards.
Yeah. Man, there are so many cards now.
Yeah.
You know, it's the market's definitely a little oversaturated.
I'd like to see maybe Bellator sort of rise up in like stature a little bit.
Yeah.
Maybe clean things up a little bit because competition's good.
Oh, competition is good, but they
Yeah.
get any bigger, then UFC is going to have to buy them. You know what I mean?
Oh, I just want Monday Night Nitro back. I
Yeah,
guess.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, you know, it's funny. MMA is the way it's always gone is there. You know, UFC's always been fucking top. Now, people will tell you that there's a short period of time that Pride was on top. That's never the fucking case. No one was buying those pay-per-views. Now, at one time, they had maybe the best heavyweight division.
Yeah.
But they were never the top org. And I don't think anybody will ever surpass them. But I do like that Bellator is on the rise.
Yeah.
Because it's forcing UFC to, you know, create a better product, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Which is exactly what we need here in New Brunswick when it comes to cannabis, but we don't get it. What do you make of this fucking deal here with cannabis, Brian?
I'm actually kind of excited that well, first of all, we finally have a government, so that's great.
Right.
But there were some rumblings where they were talking about maybe opening it up to the private sector.
Yeah, you and I were talking a little bit about this last night.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think, man, fuck, I hope so. Because it was Higgs who said that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, our premier just got elected. I fucking love that idea. That's the way it should have gone in the beginning. But it's greed.
Yeah.
You know, this province just monopolizes everything. Like, look at Irving's. They run the whole fucking show. All the media, all the energy, everything is fucking run.
Well, Higgs is an Irving guy, too. Isn't he?
Yeah, not surprising.
It's just, you know, it's the same shit as ever. It's just they're not lying about it anymore.
Yeah, I guess. Have you been in? Do you go to Cannabis New Brunswick?
I went the once on opening day to check it out.
Did you get in on opening day?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, it was one of the first ones there. It's funny, too, because, like, lineups the rest of the day. I got there a half an hour before it opened. Like, 2 guys were standing there.
Yeah, right.
Until about, like, 10 minutes before it opened, and then it fucking lined up. So we even leave that to the last minute.
Which location did you go to?
The one at the Superstore over east by the Staples.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been in there twice, purchased twice. I've been in the one out here in the valley once, didn't purchase anything because they didn't fucking have anything. What did you end up getting?
I just got like an indica. It was, I think, like 13.6. It just said.
Oh,
white
you
label.
showed me. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
Plain packaging was the wasn't it plain package indica or something?
It tasted like diesel.
Oh, it did.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's surprising because most diesels are sativas, not indicas. But there must have been some kind of cross going on there or something.
I also don't know what I'm talking about half
Right,
the fucking time.
yeah.
Like, it said it was indica, and I'm like, I like how indica makes me feel.
Yeah.
So I just went with that. But
Yeah. Well, they all get you fucking stoned, right?
Oh, yeah.
So yeah.
I like that feeling like a blanket's being wrapped around you and you're just glued to the couch.
Okay, so you like indicas then?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, sativa's just the opposite. Sativa's it's a cerebral high more than a body high.
Yeah.
What I love sativas, man, because when I fire up the vaporizer, what I want to happen, I want my head to shoot into the fucking clouds immediately. I don't care about my body.
Yeah.
I want my head to shoot right into the fucking clouds. I just want my mind blown for 10 minutes and then come down a little.
Yeah.
I'm a sativa guy, but I'm a weed snob. I've been spoiled, Brian.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
No, you've been tasting literal candy for long enough too. So
Yeah. Are you gonna grow?
I don't think I have the setup for it.
Yeah.
Not where I'm living right now. If like I had a place out of town, or if I wasn't living in a 2-story walk-up, like
Right. And you're still on Waterloo.
Yep.
Yeah. How's that going for you? Because so for any listeners out there, most of you probably don't know what Waterloo Street is, but here Waterloo Street is, where all the hookers walk, and it's, it's a pretty rough and tumble fucking street. Not to hear Mullinger say it, but it's a pretty wild fucking area.
It's,
What's your experience living there?
it's got a reputation, but I think like anything else, especially like in the city as far as crime's concerned, unless you're down at the iceberg, as long as you're not involved, you're probably not going to get a knife to the guts.
Right.
And the end of town that I'm at, or at least the way Gord describes it, the bread man, anyways.
Right. Oh yeah, the bread man. Yeah.
Is that there's probably enough like high level players around that spot that they don't want shit going around anyways.
Oh, nice.
So people don't fuck around.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Fucking Waterloo Street.
I saw like one Bacchus guy actually fucking cruising on through that part of Waterloo about tail end of summer.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, so I don't know if like Bacchus is in the area or what's going on, but
Who knows what's going on? I drive by your place probably fucking 3 times a day. We own a few properties on there.
oh, right on.
Yeah, look over. Actually, one directly across from you.
Oh, is that that red building? Mm-hmm. Right next to the one that like had burned down. Now it's a parking lot.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. We look after that one, but yeah, I don't think I could ever go back to living in the city here in St. John. It must be a little strange from you coming from St. Stephen now living on fucking Waterloo Street.
Not so much. I did live like 7 years in a house over in, although the neighborhood in Fredericton, it was in the city, but it was in a quiet area.
Right.
But before that, I was living like near the main stretch. And Fredericton's a different city, don't get me wrong, but
Yeah.
at the same time, like that background noise, like cars, people shouting, like the neighbor couple across the street fucking yelling about beating the shit out of each other, like you just drown it out.
Yeah, right.
Just background noise.
Sure. When's the last time you were in a fist fight, Brian? Talk to me.
Fuck. Probably high school.
And first of all, is there a video?
I wish, actually.
World Star! What happened? Talk to me. Talk to me about your last fight.
I actually was out of high school. It was a roommate, a real good friend of mine. The guy that I was telling you I'm driving up to the plane for none of it tomorrow.
Yeah, right.
We were all living together in a house in Milltown back home. And he used to, I don't know what it was, because he's been always a good friend of mine. Just love the guy right to death. But when we were living together, he used to do this thing where we'd have a crowd of people in the living room. And he'd go and he'd find like a fucking ledge and he'd take his shirt off and start doing pull-ups with a cigarette hanging out of his mouth.
Oh, nice.
And I just...
Charlotte County, baby.
And I just fucking stew about it. I just sit there on the couch and watch him do it until eventually one time, like I just snapped, I saw red, and I just charged him. And he fucking gets the better of me. He fucking flips me around and he's on top of me. I'm punching him in the head from where I'm like on the ground. He's like, if you do that one more time, and I fucking punch him again, he's like, one more time.
And
eventually I cooled down and it was over.
now, why is this guy's fitness putting such a fucking?
I have no fucking clue what I was pissed off
Yeah,
about.
why are you so mad?
There's also another thing, another roommate, and I think it's just because we're living together, really. But
Yeah. He stole your tobacco. He ate your tomatoes.
but we
You
went
put
to
them both together, made some tobacco.
that was a good crop. That yielded a lot of.
It was a good episode.
good harvest,
Yeah, it was definitely a good episode.
But another roommate of mine, we ended up going to a friend's party, and I was pissed drunk, sitting next to him. Like he was making a sound I didn't like, so I told him to take it outside.
What was the sound? Come on, let's do
It's
come
just
on.
like,
Oh, see, I don't care for that.
yeah, I know, right? And then we go out back, and I'm way too drunk to fight.
Right.
And he's sitting there like he's winding up one hand, and then he'll fucking punch me with the other hand. And then he'll do the same thing, same
nice.
hand.
And you kept
everything.
falling for it.
Yeah, and fucking huge black eye.
Oh, no.
I was dating Andrea at the time. I had to go to a family function the next day.
Oh.
So I show up with this fucking like giant black eye on my face.
Yeah.
Just off in the corner.
Now, is that the first time you've had a black guy on your face?
No, it's... I used to be a little angrier.
Yeah. I cannot picture that from you. Do you get angry a lot? Do you have a problem with anger? Much like our friend Arf?
Not so much anymore. For a while, absolutely. Like right up until actually just before the marriage fell apart.
Right.
Like there was a good chunk of time where I'd actually go online to seek out people who were like with controversial opinions just so I can attack them on it. Mm-hmm. Like it got to be a real problem.
Shit. Man, social media is such a fucking problem to begin with.
Yeah.
But
even before that, like I used to have a real like thin skin about shit too.
Right.
Like the fat
I'm not
thing
sure
now,
anybody
like-
is going to believe that from you, Brian. This thin skin.
Well, the fat shit now, like whatever, like someone will call me fat to my face and I'll laugh about it. As long as they got a good joke to go with it, I'll call my act
well,
out
I
of
mean,
it.
luckily now, most of the people that I would assume that most of the people you're hanging out with now are comics.
Yeah.
So you know the intent, right? It's just, I mean, that's what we do. We tear apart each other's fucking physical appearance,
Yeah,
right?
exactly. We're just joking around.
Yeah. Yeah, it makes it a lot easier.
Those used to be fighting words, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I can imagine. Yeah. What keeps you into comedy? What's keeping you going here?
The laughs, man.
Just the laughs.
Yeah.
It's addictive, right?
That rush.
Yeah.
Like, you're always chasing it. It's never going to... It's like fucking drugs. Like, it's never going to be like the first time you get a big pop, but you're always going to be chasing that pop.
Yeah, chasing the dragon, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you have an addictive personality? Like, have you ever got wrapped up in the oxys or any of that kind of shit?
Not so much that, no. I've never gotten really addicted to drugs or alcohol. I did smoke for a little bit, but...
You smoked the cigarettes?
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah, just out of high school.
Yeah. Do you still dabble? Do you have one here or there now?
I like a cigar every once in a
A
while.
cigar. Yeah, Mayor Cigar Face. That's Brian on Twitter, by the way, if you want to follow him on Twitter. Yeah. What is that? Why do people do that? Why do people follow people on Twitter? Like, why? You're on social media, so let me ask you why. Because I think that I truly believe there's only one right answer to this question. But I'm going to ask you, and I'm interested in your answer. Why do you post on social media?
If I think of something funny and I just got to get it out, I'll put it on there. Or if it's like an idea or something that I want to get a reaction to,
right?
I'll throw that out as well too. Or sometimes I just feel like throwing out pictures of my kids because I know if I just show people picture of my kids, they're just going to be annoyed. So I'll just fucking throw it out on social media.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting. I truly believe that the only answer is narcissism.
Yeah, it's absolutely that.
Yeah. Fuck, I don't know, man. I hate it so much. I think it's doing so much damage to our society.
Yeah, no, actually, that's the only thing that really makes me angry anymore is Twitter.
Right. Yeah.
Like I both,
and it's
love
not
and
even
hate it.
it's not even real. Like it's not real.
Right.
It's I don't know, man. It incites these emotions in you that you should not be feeling from looking at a fucking backlit screen.
Yeah.
You know?
Exactly.
Yeah, it's fucking weird.
About issues that I would have never thought of before and probably won't ever think about again, except for when I'm looking at it like right there on the page.
Yeah. Will it go away?
I don't think so. I think we're in too deep.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate. Maybe what I think is that as a human race, I think we're a little too immature to handle that technology just yet.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll grow into it.
We're because of it, we're expecting everything to happen right away, and that's the problem. Like, there's nothing wrong with social progress,
Right.
Nothing whatsoever. But that shit takes time.
It takes time, right?
can't-
Nobody wants to wait the time.
No, you can't just push a button and then have like fucking racism not exist anymore.
No, and you can't just push a button and say, "Oh, hey, I'm a headlining fucking comic now, and I'm worth $75." Right?
Yeah.
No one wants to pay fucking dues anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
No one wants to wait it out, man. The old adage is that it's not about the destination; it's about the journey. Right. That's gone now. Everyone just wants the destination, and as soon as they get it, they just want the next one.
Yeah.
No one wants to fucking go through the journey. Some guys do. Like I look at a guy like Arif. Arif hates talking about comedy for whatever reason, or at least locally. Arif to me is a very interesting case because he almost wants to bomb.
Yeah.
He's a guy who looks at, he's like, okay, I've been in comedy for 4 years. I shouldn't be doing well. I don't deserve to do well. I'm shit. I'm an open micer. I'm nobody. But oftentimes he'll fucking kill.
Yeah, he's one of our best. I'd say.
Abso-fucking-lutely. Maybe not consistently so, but he's also a self-sabotager too.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's a fucking interesting case when it comes to comedy. But he's the exact opposite of what we're talking about. He wants to put in the time.
Yeah.
He wants to feel 10 years in like he's fucking earned a laugh that he's got.
Yeah.
I think that our society is missing that a lot. I see it with my son's generation. They want everything right now. And if they don't get it, they don't even know how to fucking handle it.
Well, that's because most of the shit they have right now, like when we used to want to rent a movie, we had to go to a store, we had to fucking browse around,
Yeah.
we had to like have arguments and fucking come to agreements and like give somebody money and bring it back, and now
Or maybe you went there and there's no more copies.
Yeah.
And you don't fucking get it, Brian.
And you either pick something else or you go the fuck home and
Yeah.
come back the next day.
Yeah, like you may not be able to watch the movie you want to watch right now.
Yeah.
I mean, when's the last fucking time that happened to you? You know, it's been a long goddamn time.
If it's
you
not
know?
on Netflix, I'll just go to the computer. I will make it fucking happen.
Yeah, I think there's a big problem with food nowadays too.
Yeah.
You know, everybody just nobody cares where fucking food comes from. It's so easy to get. You just go to the grocery store, you go to the fast food place. You know.
Yeah.
Wifey and I were talking about this last night, and we're talking about fast food. You know, I probably eat fast food twice a week. I shouldn't fucking eat it at all. It's not actually food. I don't know why they call it that. Right. You know, I think probably if you go to McDonald's, you might get from your whole meal maybe 10% of actual real food. You know,
Yeah.
the rest of it's all fucking filler.
It's made by scientists.
Exactly. But you know what I was saying? And I was stoned, and when I get stoned, you know, I have great ideas.
Yeah.
But I was thinking, and I said to her, I think it's very fortunate, actually, that we have all these fast food places, because I honestly don't think that we would be able to supply everybody on this planet with real food.
Not the way we're going about it now.
Not the way we consume. I mean, 7 billion people.
Yeah.
I don't think we could supply that many people with actual food, like real healthy food.
We need to get a Kentucky Fried Chicken in the Congo.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't know why they don't. You know,
What about the $5 Philip?
how is it, man? How is it that we live this way over here, and you know, just not that fucking far away from us, and say, you know, a downtrodden country in Africa, they have no food.
Because we're hoarding all our shit.
Man, is it not bullshit? Like, why? Like,
Yeah.
you know what the problem is, Brian? We have it so fucking easy here. We know, like, you know, every time you pick up your phone, every time you're using this phone, horrible fucking shit happened to people for you to be able to enjoy this phone.
Yeah.
You don't care because
Yeah.
you want the fucking phone, and you don't want people to suffer. But you know, you got to have the iPhone.
That's always been the caveat of the social justice warrior, right? Like they'll sit there and they'll fight and they'll hashtag and think they're fighting, but you know that tool that you're using, those rare earth materials, they had to come from somewhere. A little Matombo had to get his tiny little Matombo hand into the mine and pull them out, only to get fucking smacked for not doing it fast enough.
Yeah. Now, do you know this guy? How do you know his name?
I don't know. I just think Matombo's a funny name.
It is a funny name.
That's the kid when I do the bit about getting the gout that I have to explain the gout to. Little Matombo, you know, he hates me.
That's right too. Everybody hates you, Brian. That's not true.
I'm a real piece of shit.
Were you in this roast? Yeah, you were in this most recent season of the roast.
Yeah, John decimated.
Oh,
and
that's right. That's
got in my head.
right. He was Freddy Krueger. Yeah, he did get in your head right away.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, jeez, I was disappointed. Yeah, now I remember. Very disappointed in your performance that night, Brian.
Yeah, I was too, because I know I had good jokes.
You
but
had good jokes, but you got rattled.
Yeah, I fucking stuttered out one. I completely screwed up the delivery of another.
Jesus
All
Christ.
because he
Brian,
joined-
for a guy who looks exactly like fucking Tank Abbott, you have a terrible chin. Jesus Christ.
All because he brings out like a fucking hand-drawn poster of me,
Yeah.
and then rips it in front of me.
It was hardly even you. It was hardly even, you know, and it rattled you.
Although there were layers to that too. I didn't realize it until I watched the Nightmare films again over Halloween, and I messaged him immediately when I saw it. But Elm Street 5, there's one where like a comic book kid, Freddy brings him in, eventually turns him into paper, and then fucking rips him into shreds.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right too.
was
That
a
may
literal
have
deep
been the
cut.
worst movie in the series, but
Oh no, Freddy's Dead could suck my nuts.
Freddy's Dead. What number was that? 6 or 7?
Number 6.
Number 6. I don't think I watched it. I think I gave up after 5.
No, you made the right choice.
Yeah. Number 3 was my favorite.
Yeah, Dream
Yeah.
Warriors, fuck yeah.
Yeah. Man, when he turned that kid into a marionette and walked him out the fucking window, that was something, man.
The fucking
Fuck
chick in the
prime
TV room?
time, yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck the prime time,
Welcome
bitch.
to prime time.
Oh,
Just fucking smoking
It
cigarettes.
wasn't welcome to prime time, and don't say it because you could create a fucking Mandela effect right here on this show. Don't do it.
I'm gonna open a
What
portal
he's-
to another dimension.
Exactly what he said was "fuck the prime time, bitch," and slammed her face into the TV.
I don't know. I think he said welcome to prime time.
You
but
think so?
I think so.
Okay, Toonie,
Toonie, yeah.
we're shaking on it right here.
All right.
For the visually impaired, which is all of you at this point.
Yeah, I clasped his hand, he clasped mine, and then we kissed.
Yeah, well, listen, don't lie to my listeners, and don't lie to your friends, Brian. Jesus Christ.
You liked it.
Yeah, we're gonna get to the bottom of that, and you're gonna. Well, I'm getting a free coffee tomorrow. That's
All right, fair
yeah.
enough.
Did you bring it to me? Do you have cash with you?
I do have cash.
Do you have
with me,
any
yeah.
money?
I have some.
I saw you were flipping a coin last night.
I made a little bit of money last night.
Yeah.
And most of it's going to gas, probably.
Oh. What did you think of that roast last night?
I thought it was great.
Yeah.
I think fucking Dan really brought it. I wasn't sure how that was going to go. And Landry, holy shit. That guy.
Amazing. You talk about a dark horse in the competition.
Yeah, especially since he got fucking beaten.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Like next year, I bet that happens again. I bet anything.
I talked about it in my intro. This is the second year running.
Yeah.
Right? Now, I mean, Dan didn't really get beat out of the competition because it was an exhibition. But, I mean, he lost a fucking roast in the middle of the competition.
Yeah.
It's pretty much the same thing.
That's the, oh, fuck. I should come up with a name for that.
It's called cheating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it.
Just...
He did disable Troy's car in the storyline.
Yeah,
so-
that's true. Yeah, and I was part of that storyline. I can't really complain about it. What are you guys going to do next there at McGill's?
I got a few ideas about it. I think we're going to start going back to regular shows every once in a while.
Yeah, right.
Like the off one.
Sure.
I want to do bucket shows because I think that's, for one thing, that's going to bring attendance up a bit.
So bucket shows in like that's how you're picking your lineup, or that's how you're picking your topics.
That's how we're picking our lineup. Like,
Your lineup, okay.
Yeah, everyone throws the name in the bucket. We read them off one by one.
Yeah, you're going to get all the comics out, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's a smart play.
And as for the other weeks, I want to do like feature kind of like book shows, but with different ideas. Like there's a show I went to in Boston when Casey was bringing me around to a few places.
Yeah, right.
And it was in a basement of all things too. But they had like a fucking projector up. They had a screen. The people that were booked on it, they had picked a music video ahead of time.
Right.
And along with the host, they would sit there and riff on the music video.
Oh, okay.
So I want to do like a panel,
Like a
thing
video on
that.
trial.
Yeah, exactly.
Live. Yeah, that's interesting.
And I want to do a crowd work show.
So is it going to be like a music video, or just whatever video they pick, like a Tosh.0 kind of deal?
I think probably more of like a Tosh.0 thing.
Yeah.
'Cause, like anything on, I got a few ideas of what I would pick. For
Right.
instance, like I'm going to
Sure.
bring people down a Sean Fury rabbit hole.
Okay.
But yeah, like anything you think is funny that we could sit through for a few minutes and you can make good jokes on, and yeah.
The first video I'd pick, and I'm just going to give you a tagline from the video and see if you remember this.
Okay.
Well, obviously, we have a rapist up here in Lincoln Park.
Yeah, hide your kids, hide your wife.
I fucking love that video, man. I love that shit. I know it's old. I'm old. Fuck you.
You are
know?
so dumb. You are so dumb.
You are so dumb.
For
You are
real.
so dumb. What a character. I love that video.
Did you hear the
That's-
songified version?
Of
that?
course.
Yeah.
Of course.
I'm gonna make that a ringtone. someday.
Yeah, fucking right, man.
Bring it back.
That was good times. You know what I'd like to see brought back, man, is that joke writers showcase / competition or whatever. That was a lot of fun.
That's definitely something I want to do as well. That, and I want to do a crowd.
It was you and I
too.
actually in the finals of that one.
That's right.
Yeah. That was a good goddamn time, man.
Yeah, that was fun.
I think it's important, and you guys have already kind of set the precedent there at that venue for doing different styles of shows, right?
Yeah.
And really the ideas are, it's limitless.
Yeah, exactly. Like, and that's going to keep it fresh and interesting for the crowds. That's going to keep us interested because we're going to be playing with different shit.
Yeah.
The only thing I don't think I'll bust out for a while is set list. I think we ran that into the ground, and it's going to be a while before it comes back.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's something that can really you could have a real fucking show full of garbage,
Yeah.
right? Based on, right? If nobody can fucking pull it off, you got a really bad show there.
I think we need to curate the ideas a bit better, and I think the idea of doing it like they do on the internet, like having the ideas already in there, maybe just having it like appear behind them, and then they have to turn around and see what it is.
Yeah, right.
That's also good for timing too, because like someone would pick something out of the hat, and then they go until they ran out of steam, and that doesn't make for a good show.
Yeah, definitely not.
If we change it up and they have to change it up in the moment, that's at least going to speed things up if things are going sour.
Yeah, keep it moving.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm glad you brought this up. You were down in Boston with, not Casey Corbin, Casey Crawford.
Right.
Right? Fucking love that guy, first of all.
Oh, he's a fucking great guy, man.
Dude, he's a great fucking comic.
Yeah.
That bunny suit, everything he does cracks me up.
My favorite photo of me is that one that we took at the show, the one that you were supposed to be at.
Yeah.
And just like him in the bunny suit and me with my shirt off.
Yeah, that's a
fucking
great fucking picture.
Yeah.
I'm just going to hit a quick pause on here because I got to piss.
Sure.
But when we come back, I want to talk to you about your little tour with him, man. Talk about that American scene.
Sure thing.
See what's going on there. They don't get the fucking respect they deserve either. Anyway, Brian, let's talk about this this comedy tour you did up the fucking Eastern Seaboard. What happened?
Well, do you mean the millennial thing, or?
No, what you did with Casey.
Oh, right, yeah. When he was showing me around. So I was mostly in town for PAX. It's a video game convention, Penny Arcade.
Oh, okay.
And that was my second year doing it. But since I got to know Casey, I decided to hang out with him a little bit more.
And this was in Boston?
Yep.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, and he showed me a couple of things. First of all, I went to a show at the Hideout. And that's like, I don't know if downtown Boston is the right name for it, but it's like in that area.
Right.
Just this like sidebar. They got a restaurant upstairs. And I remember like trying to find the place. I came a little bit early, a little bit nervous because, I'm used to open mics where we book ahead of time.
Right.
And I went over
Not real. We don't have any true open mics here.
No.
Yeah.
And we should almost change that. But
Yeah, I agree.
I went up to a group of comics. Casey hadn't gotten there yet, and they were all huddled around the table. And I'm like, who do I talk to about the spot here? And they're like, oh, yeah, no, that guy's coming soon. He's coming real soon. And then fucking Casey shows up, and I'm like, the guy's coming? He's like, just come outside and smoke a joint with me.
Yeah, yeah.
And then he's like,
That's a good start.
Yeah, it helped.
Sure.
He's like, when you go back in, there'll be a list at the bar. Just put your name on the list. They'll call you up, and you'll go up that way.
So what? These boys were fucking with you?
A little bit, yeah.
Oh, motherfuckers!
The new guy in town.
Goddamn Americans.
Although, aside from that, the scene, like, as long as you take it seriously, like, sitting at the back of the room with him and a couple of the other guys, you'll see like everyone go up and they take their turns. Like the locals will do whatever, and you'll get people that are from out of town that will just go up and just be like cunt, 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 cunt. And like everyone will just roll their eyes at them because like they think they're in Boston, so they got to be tough about it. But
right.
Yeah, no, everyone was real friendly. Everyone's real accommodating. I did a good enough set that the guy that was running the show, he asked me if I was doing more, and he's like, "Man, if I had more time to give you, I would."
Nice.
So yeah, that went really well. And
what'd you think about the quality of the open mics up there? Like, what was the quality of the comedy that was the content that was coming out there?
Better and worse at the same time. 'Cause
Yeah.
you're getting a real mixed bag where it's super open. And you get a lot of people that you could tell they're on their way up. Like, of course, Casey's fucking dynamite.
Oh yeah, for sure.
No, he can command a room, and like all the regulars, like fucking real hard laughs, real gut laughs from these guys.
Yeah.
And then you get the odd like guy just trying it out. They'll do okay, or the guy that isn't taking it seriously. They're just up there to fucking show off for their girl and fucking whatever.
Oh, Jesus. And now, because Casey, he made it onto Kimmel, did he not?
Yeah.
Yeah, fucking right, man.
Yeah, he killed on Kimmel too.
Yeah.
The comments on YouTube are a little rough, but
Yeah, well, it's
they're always
YouTube,
gonna be
man.
that
Yeah,
way.
they're fucking YouTube, you know. Yeah, I haven't seen. Have you ever gone down like watching Hard Times? Have you ever scrolled down to comments?
Yeah, every now and again.
Yeah, are they good? Are they bad?
So far so good actually.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, and I think out of all the likes on the new episode, we got like 2 dislikes, but
2 dislikes. Who the fuck would dislike Hard Times?
who fucking cares?
Come
They're
on.
all rubes.
So you only did that one show?
That's the only show I did myself, and then he asked if I wanted to tag along in the basement show, and I went with him to that, so that was pretty cool. And then afterwards, like sort of him and his wife were showing me around town.
Right.
I went and got like a late breakfast, just checking places out, and
Yeah.
that's a cool city.
How was the breakfast? How was the food there?
really good?
Yeah. Yeah, I hear good things about food in Boston.
Yeah, Boston, no, hell of a place, man. And
Fuck the States, that's what I say, Brian.
made a couple.
They don't want me, I don't want them either. You know? That's the way I feel. I think at some point we should do, a country trade-off where I get to perform there and we get Coco down here.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
He's not allowed in here, I'm not allowed in there. Fucking make it happen.
Is it? I wonder if there's a spot that's like on the border that's landlocked where like he could do one side, you could do the other.
There is that one island that is technically Canadian, but you can only get to it from the States. Do you know what island I'm talking to? It's in Maine. Fuck, I can't remember the name of the
Campobello.
island. Yeah, Campbell Island.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, but I'm not allowed to go there. That's the problem. I'd have to fucking, chopper in or something. They couldn't stop me if I was choppering in, right? It's Canadian soil.
Yeah.
Go fuck yourself.
Yeah, you might have to go through American airspace, but nobody's going to fucking say anything.
How was the panic? So I was supposed to headline a show at the Callis Motor Inn. Didn't go great for me at the border.
Yeah, we were fucking really worried about you.
Jesus Christ.
I thought they were taking the boots to you, actually, because they're fucking Jamie's communicating with us.
Right.
And she's like, they had to take him for a walk, and I'm like, take him for a walk?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I figured they had you down on the ground and you had like fucking 6 boots to your head.
They did detain me for quite a fucking while. That was a scary experience, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Being stuck in their custody and them letting me know, because I said at one point, I'm like, guys, listen, I don't need to go to your country that badly. I'm just going to go home. They're like, no, you're not. You're in our custody now.
Jesus
You're not
fuck.
going fucking anywhere.
Brian
And
said,
now I
like,
fall under their fucking laws and rules. And, I'm sitting there. I know I'm sneaking in the country to work.
Yeah.
Right? And I know that they're probably going on my Facebook looking at it. And I'm fucking, I'm at the Callis Motor Inn tonight. Don't miss it. Lighting fires and all this fucking shit.
Yeah.
Of course, I wasn't admitting to any of that.
All because of Leary's t-shirts.
All because of Leary's fucking t-shirts. Man, when you're going across the border, here's the best advice I can give to you. Keep your mouth fucking shut.
Man, that's what,
I mean, it's easy for you. You grew up in St. Stephen, man.
Yeah.
I'm sure they're used to seeing you go back and forth, right? Kind of like the Rev.
I'm surprised I made it over the last time.
Why? What do you mean?
I didn't have my passport. I went over with just my my birth certificate.
Yeah, I heard that. Yeah, someone was on the show telling me about that, actually.
Although we did it at the right border at the right time, and I think that's what got us over, because they were getting off work in like a half an hour. They had to search the vehicle, and they're like, because of him. But we were joking around with the guy, so that helped.
Oh, that's all right.
And they ended up going home. They let us go. We made it down to fucking Bangor and had a bang-up show, actually.
Nice. Yeah. Oh, that one was right in Bangor.
Yeah.
Was that Millennials? Is that what that show was?
No, that was just a bunch of us going down, like me, Chris Hovey, Sam
Hovey.
Laitman. Chris Hovey, right?
Hovey. Jeez.
He's gonna fucking kill me.
Yeah.
too.
Well, the last time you introduced him to McGill's, you said Hovey.
And I'll keep doing it.
Yeah.
God damn it.
And then the last time
He's got to fall in line.
the last time you introduced Jim Hovey, you said he put the fucking land in Hoveland. Here's Chris Hovey, or here's fucking Jim Hovey.
That was when I didn't have the coin too. So
Jesus fucking Christ.
there wasn't a lot going right then.
Yeah, you were a fucking train wreck there. Oh, speaking of that, now I'm gonna have to hold your feet. Listen,
All right.
you know I'm an honest guy, Brian. I
Yeah.
call it the way I fucking see it.
Fair enough.
Hasn't made me real popular.
All right.
This now to clear the air here, I haven't heard you do this in quite a while.
Okay.
But keep this comedy train rolling. I mean, 7 times in one show, Brian. It gets to be, a little much.
It was a dumb joke, like almost a meme at some point,
Yeah.
and I don't think I'll be doing it anymore.
Yeah, well, that's good. Like I said, I haven't heard you do it in a while, but and of course, I'm just fucking around with you.
Not unless I get a shirt that says it.
Yeah, well, see, there you go. What's been your biggest moment so far on comedy, Brian?
Damn. Probably like the first time I did 20 minutes in Hell's Basement,
Right.
and
What a great venue.
actually fucking killing too.
Nice. Good for you, man. Now, were you closing it out?
No, it was second or third. So farther down there, that was actually no, that wasn't a millennial. Yeah, actually no, that was a millennial show. The show afterwards.
Was it or wasn't it, Brian?
Well, I did another show there where I didn't do so hot. So,
Oh, really? Was that an open mic show or a book show or what was that?
it was a book show, but it was like one a little bit more thrown together than the millennials.
Yeah, right. Yeah. You guys did the millennials on that Friday the 13th, right?
Yeah.
Is that when you did Hell's Basement?
Yep.
What a great night to do Hell's Basement.
Yeah, that was fucking amazing.
I was a little jealous. We were a pup down under that night.
Oh yeah, the podcast.
Oh, yes. The quote-unquote botched live podcast. First of all, it was not a botched fucking podcast at all. Those people had a great fucking time. I don't know what was going on with John and Arf. I guess, the thing with that podcast is they listen to live podcasts, and it's just like this with an audience, and they interact with the audience and stuff. And I enjoy that style live podcasting too. Right. But what the boys failed to miss is that this is the first time it's ever been done in this area. We don't have the fucking crowd for it.
Yeah, we're
like
not
those guys that are doing that have already built their audience.
Right.
And their audience knows what's up. They come and, you know what I mean? We didn't have that fucking luxury. No one's showing up there to see a fucking live Spludecast or fucking Forward radio show or any of that.
Yeah.
They didn't know what the fuck they were looking at. So you can't, I don't know. That was, but to me, it was not a botch at all, man. That room was on fucking fire, man. The bartender gets up, starts telling wacky stories about Ian Esty and Ian's mother, and like, man, that was a great fucking night. I was really upset that the boys, thought that was a failure, because to me it was a success, and everyone I talked to afterwards, which was almost everybody,
Right.
fucking loved it, man. And after the show, John and Arif, instead of coming up, where the pool tables are up in Pub Down Under?
Yeah.
Well, that's where I was hanging out with whoever was left from the crowd.
Right.
And John and Arif were just sitting by the door at Pub Down Under, sitting on a fucking bench side by side with their thumbs up their arse.
Huh.
It's like, boys, come over and fucking party. We just had a great show. Anyway, they ended up fucking mad at me about it, whatever.
That's ancient history. At this
Yeah,
point.
what do you do?
Yeah.
What do you do? It's neither here nor there.
I think what happened there is like they wanted not just to have like a great show or a great experience, but they wanted a usable podcast at the end. And at this point, that's a crapshoot. Like we'll get there eventually, I'm sure. But,
Oh, sure. Yeah. There's a way to do it. I don't think the way to do that as a recorded one is after an almost 2-hour show.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because then you've got audience fatigue, and now you want them to sit silently again at the Pub Down Under. It gets tough.
Maybe if we had a more regular one that we're recording at some kind of venue like that might make a little bit more sense.
Yeah.
Like I've thought about it, but I get all kinds of ideas I'll never act on. So.
Yeah, well, it's good, man. It's good to have these comedy ideas and try new shit, right? Like I said, I to me that went well, so I'd be willing to do it again.
Yeah.
But yeah, you don't know, man. When you come out with these fucking shows, you don't know how it's gonna go. If it's the first time, the first time we did the first roast of Shane Ogden, we didn't know how it was gonna fucking go, right?
Yeah.
And that was fucking dynamite,
Oh,
dude.
that was one of the best nights of my life, man.
Man, that was fucking dynamite.
Also one of the weirdest.
Yeah, that was a weird fucking night.
Yeah.
I got too drunk, got too angry at James Mollinger, made it weird. What do you want from? I was on crutches, for Christ's sake.
I watched my future roommate get kicked out of Blush, and then I spent about 3 hours after about 3 a.m. on the corner of Charlotte and Union waiting for a cab.
No kidding.
saw-
After that show.
Yep.
No shit.
Saw a street fight between Union Station and the Iceberg.
Yeah.
Like a full-on, like, multiple people in the streets brawling.
Oh, nice.
That was pretty great. And
Yeah.
then, some chick came up to me, this is going on. And she's like, what's going on over there? I'm like, fucking street fight. That's pretty wild, right? And she's like, yeah. And she's like, you want a date? I'm like,
What do you mean?
well,
You are not in a position to be fucking turning broads down, dude. What are we talking about
I don't
here?
have that kind of money.
Oh, okay. I see.
Yeah,
you want
she-
a party.
she
She
was
wanted to
looking
party.
for a party,
Yeah,
yeah.
she wanted to party.
I'm not getting picked up by random broads for honest dates at fucking 4 a.m. on the corner of Charlotte and Union.
Unless there's money changing hands.
Money or fucking coke.
What are you doing right now? Are you just working on you, or are you looking for somebody? You fuck around with Tinder? What are you doing there?
Just not really paying attention to it, really. Like, if something happens, great, but right now I'm not, I'm just working on me.
Yeah.
Like, trying to get sane.
Yeah. Well, good fucking luck with that. you tell me how you did it if you pull it off.
Yeah, it's
Do
not...
you struggle with mental illness?
Well, I get sad sometimes.
Right.
Like,
That's called being human, I
Yeah,
think.
exactly.
Sure.
Like, there are days off where I won't leave my room, but I'm fucking tired.
Yeah, exactly. And sometimes it's just great to have a down fucking day.
Yeah.
I've had almost 2 weekends in a row like that where I haven't done much, like haven't been out in public a whole lot. Arif actually was saying yesterday how fucking weird he felt at the show. And I could tell he was acting weird. I asked him about it. I'm like, are you okay? Because he seemed a little off when he first got there.
Yeah.
And so anyway, we went outside and we got chatting. He's like, yeah, I just sat in my house today just by myself. So it's weird being around people. I'm like, yeah, no, I've been there. But I seek that out.
Yeah.
I want to be away from fucking people, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ours been actually getting me out a little bit more often too. Like there was a night last week. Him and Steph went down to Cask and Kettle for a drink. Invited me out. We sat there for like fucking good 3 hours just talking.
Oh, nice.
So I've been
nice.
Trying to be a little bit more social.
Oh, sweet. I my invitation for that must still be in the mail because I didn't. I'd never get fucking invited. I think maybe all the comics fucking hate me because I never get invited out to these sit downs and these fucking movies and all this shit. No one wants to hang out with me, Brian.
Well, we do need to fucking hang sometime. Man.
Yeah, I agree.
And it not just for a podcast.
Yeah, no, I fucking agree.
Fuck yeah.
What does Brian like to do when he's not doing comedy? What are some of your? I know you love video games and shit like that. What else do you like to do?
Just fucking video games, movies. I love talking to my kids.
Yeah.
I'll get on a day off. I'll get on the phone with Gage and talk to him for a good solid 2 hours.
Oh, no shit. Oh, dude, that's fantastic.
Just making fucking dinosaur sounds and shit. It's the best.
That's so fun, dude. Oh, fuck yeah. Do you think if you find another woman, are you interested in having more kids, or are you all done with that, or what?
I'm done with more kids. Done with marriage too. Like it's gonna take a real special lady to change my mind on that. But.
Did you jump right into a marriage based on a pregnancy or right out of high school? Like what happened with you?
Oh no, nothing quite like that. We were together for a long time. Like
Right.
we were together for like fucking over a decade.
Over a decade. So this must have started in high school. How old are you, Brian? Like 31 too?
35.
35. Oh, good for you. You're looking pretty young.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, you're ugly as sin, but I mean, you look young, you know?
Well, I got a nice pair of tits, so.
Jesus. Don't be stealing Andrew Vaughn's material, bud. Come on.
Fair enough. He does have a nice rack, too.
He does have a nice rack, and
like
he's got a lot of great jokes about it, too. Yeah, I love it.
Now we, got together in high school, and I loved her. And obviously I still do to some point.
Oh, of course, yeah. And you know what, man? She's the mother of your children.
Yeah.
It's never going to go away. There's always going to be something, no matter how terrible she treats you or whatever. Not saying she does. I'm just saying no matter what happens, that she's still the mother of your children. Right?
Exactly. And
You
I
can't
think
get
we're in
away
a
from it.
really good place right now, too. Or it's getting better anyway.
Oh, it's getting civilized?
Yeah.
Well, listen, that's all you can ask for
Yeah.
is being civilized, right?
Yeah, as long as we can work together, because in the end, what's important is the kids.
Yeah, fucking right, man. And I mean, it's still pretty recent that you guys have broken up, right? Like, what is it, 2-3 years?
3 years.
3 years, yeah.
Basically, that happened, and then a few months later, I started comedy.
She's your muse.
In a sense, yeah. Like, especially when it was angrier. Holy fuck.
Yeah, because you did have a little bit of like an angry edge to you a little bit more in the beginning of your comedy.
Yeah, I was out to get someone.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
That softened out a bit.
Yeah, I think it's for the best. What do you what's your goal for 2019 in comedy? What do you want to? Where do you want to get to? What do you want to do?
I'd actually, even though it's not around here anymore, I'd like to take a run at the Yucks Booker. Try and get in on Halifax.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
I just need to, and I need to get something filmed. I need like a new reel that I can show people because like all I have that's professionally done right now.
You're gonna record a record. Is this what you're telling me here?
Oh,
breaking
fuck
news
no.
on the Spludecast.
Jesus Christ! You want to talk about me pissing Andrew Vaughn off? Holy shit! No, I do want to get video recorded though because I want to have something good to shop around. Because all I have right now that's professionally done is that every comedian in New Brunswick thing.
What was that? 5 years ago? Jesus Christ! Are
It
they
feels
still
like
doing that?
Fucking 20 years.
They
ago.
don't do it right because it would have already happened this year.
Yeah, no, that hasn't been done since.
Yeah.
But I've come a long way since then. I feel like, and that was good enough.
Man, you had a good performance that night.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
that was
I
all-
watched every video from that show. It's funny that it doesn't happen anymore. I guess Lloyd Raven doesn't fucking matter anymore, right? That's the one. I'm not even gonna fucking say it. You know what? Let's move on.
I almost think we should do another one just to have fucking video and like, and if his kids get some money, then great. But someone's got to fucking put it together, and I'm not gonna be the guy to do it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be the fucking guy to do it either, man. I don't want to be around that many fucking people at once, especially that many people that think they're fucking comics. I mean, let's be honest, man. That was an impressive number of comics in this fucking region, but where are they now?
Yeah,
Right?
where's
Where are
that
they
guy that fucking climbed, like backstage, he climbed the fucking tables and knocked a bunch of shit over?
Who is this? Who was that?
Well, I can't remember the guy's name, but like his entire set was just him muttering to himself, like off in a corner, looking at a fucking binder.
Was that Brad McLaughlin? Is that who that was?
That may have been. That sounds familiar.
Do you remember? There he is. There was it that guy from the Comedy with Balls poster?
Oh no, it wasn't
Bottom
that
right.
guy. No.
Remember that guy? Do you remember that guy? I'm almost positive you were there. And Jamie and I were talking about this last night too, at the R Bar one night. That guy was there. So he did. That was his first show from that poster, A Comedy with Balls.
Was he the guy that was like fucking trying to sell people shit outside?
Yeah,
the
he was
R?
all coked up.
It was that guy.
It
then.
was that guy.
it
Yeah,
totally was that guy.
that's what I thought. It makes sense. Yeah, that night at the R Bar, he's all fucking coked up. He's just like he got right in my face, like nose to nose. He's like, What are the two things everybody loves here in New Brunswick? I'm like, I don't know, man. He's like, hockey and fishing. I'm like, well, for me, it's hunting and fishing. He's no, it's hockey, man. And what was the brand name?
Pension Club
Twigs.
or
No,
something?
it was Twigs and Reels. Twigs and Reels.
Oh, he was fucking against pension. or
That's right.
something, Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. And he was he was all coked up and right aggressive on stage. So yeah, it was Brad for sure. Yeah, what a fucking lunatic.
Fucking character. That's.
I
for
think
sure.
he's born again now.
Good for him.
Yeah, good for
he's,
him, I guess. I don't know.
Go to his false god. You know.
Are you not a religious guy? You're not keen on Jesus? Is that what I'm fucking gathering from this conversation, Brian?
I think there's some good lessons to be learned there, sure. But do I think that I'm gonna be fucking living forever in the good place, saying fork? Probably not.
Right. What a great show that is, though.
Yeah, that is a great show.
That's a great fucking show.
I wish I could go to the good place.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah.
So you've never been involved in religion. Your parents didn't drag you to church and all that shit, or did they?
Oh, they did when I was younger.
Oh, yeah, they did.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. For how long? How old were you before you stopped that bullshit?
About 12, 13.
Yeah.
Dad wouldn't go, so I'd be like, well, fucking if he's
Nice.
not going,
Yeah.
what am I doing with my life?
So you were baptized and all that shit? Was it
Yep.
Catholic? Is that what you were doing?
Presbyterian.
Yeah, old Presbyterian. Okay. I don't know the fucking difference between them all, you know? What do you think happens
A little less
then?
guilt.
Yeah, oh, I see. Every religion is less guilt than the fucking Catholics. What do you think happens when we leave this plane of existence?
Well, it keeps me up at night a little bit because I
does.
don't like the thought of not existing, but I
Right.
think once you're out, you're out.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, we don't remember anything before we were born,
Yeah.
right? So, yeah. For me, man, I need evidence, right? I need proof. I've never been a guy that I like faith. I have no faith.
Yeah.
None at all. The concept to me is, I don't know, it's crazy. To me, I look at religious people and I think, you're fucking crazy. And it always blows me away. Like, you'll meet a really intelligent person with a good sense of humor.
Yeah.
And they're religious. And it just like, fuck, Travis is born again now.
Yeah.
Or whatever he is. And it fucking blows my mind. I mean, I get it. And I think it's a good thing.
Yeah.
I really think religion is a good thing because I think it stops a lot of people from doing terrible shit.
Well, that's what that's what kept fucking like the big cavemen from squashing the little ones. Like somebody was smart enough to be like, "Hey, if you squash me, you're gonna fucking burn. You're gonna get eaten
paid
by
back.
wolves or some shit."
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting, man. I don't know. I've never been a guy. I need proof. I don't have faith in anything. Like if someone told me that, Mandy Lynn fucking crushed like no one's ever crushed before at this fucking Falls show, I got to see the video.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I have no fucking faith. I got to see proof, you know? That's just, but I was fortunate, man. My dad never forced me to do, any of that bullshit church or anything like that.
It led to a bit of a sticky argument with my mom when Gage was first born too, because she was really adamant that he be baptized.
Right.
And it was our choice, Andrew and mine, that we waited out. If he decides to go that way, sure. But
yeah. What's the harm in that, man?
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, what's the harm in letting a fucking child grow, to make his own fucking decisions? And then, because let's face it, man, like a baby doesn't care if he's fucking baptized or not. He doesn't know what the fuck is going on.
Exactly.
A 3-4-year-old in fucking church doesn't get what the hell is going on. I mean, I think it can be good for a kid, just giving them a sense of community and structure every week.
Yeah.
I don't think it's terrible. But, I think the message can often be very harmful, right?
Yeah.
Like, no, don't give in to your human instincts or you'll die and fucking burn forever.
Don't touch
But
your
but these
no-no
are the
place.
feelings I have. I can't, I can't change the way I feel. Yeah. Oh, no, you can't even think those thoughts or you're going straight to hell. That's a little damaging. But there are, I don't know, there's pros and cons to it, right?
Yeah.
But for me, I just, you know.
That's what I liked about
got
my
your
church
book
at the very least. Like, they were a little bit more open about that.
Yeah.
Like, they didn't look down on people for, like, being gay or for, you know, anything like that. Like, basically live your own life, but, you know, don't be a dick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, you know, fuck, just be nice.
Yeah.
Like, where's the religion that just tells you be nice, not threatening you?
Exactly.
You better be fucking nice. You know what I mean? Even Santa Claus pulls that fucking shit on you. You know?
I have a feeling that if, like, Jesus actually, like, if he actually did come back, all these people that claim to love him would just think he's some communist faggot or something.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be interesting. I hope that happens. I really do.
He's just going to be flipping fucking tables like no tomorrow.
Hey, he could be flipping burgers. Right? Brian, where can people find you? Social media, all that fucking bullshit. I'm kicking you out of here.
All right.
Putting the fucking run to you.
Brian Godsoe Comedy. I actually started updating that page again. God help me.
Okay, what do you mean? You got a Facebook fucking comedy page? Is that the story?
Yep.
Jeez,
Yeah, that's the
you
one.
pretentious motherfucker.
I know. I'm the worst. And Brian Godsoe on Facebook. You can find me on Saturday afternoons or Saturday after dark, rather.
Yeah.
Also,
Whoa. Jeez. Go on. Stay out of that time machine, bud.
and at Mere Cigar Face on Twitter if you want to see me post dumb musings about nothing.
Is that what you do on there?
Yeah, every once in a while I'll have an idea and I'll fucking throw out bullshit.
Well, that's pretty much what you've been doing here for 2 hours. Thanks for doing it, bro.
Oh, no problem. My
Good to
pleasure.
see you, brother.
Good to see you too, man.
Got a black uniform and a silver badge. Play cops for real and play cops for pay. Let's ride, blue ride. Pull down your dress is a kick in the ass. Let's reach your balloon till you're shit in your pants. No move, child, got a big black stick. There's 6 of us, babe, so suck on my dick and ride, ride, how we ride. Let's ride, you ride. The left newspapers like wide a bit, but the guys at the station, they don't give a shit. Dispatch calls, oh, you're doing something wicked. No, sir.